Richie, Richie. Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's cold. It's cold, right? Man, it's cold. Man, it is cold out. How else do you say it's cold? How do you say it's cold in French? Mama, papa, it's cold. Mama, papa, it's cold. Mama, papa, it's cold. Mama, 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 papa, it's cold. Sounds like the tiger. A retreat. Yeah. How you doing, Chewy? Chewy? How you doing, Eso? What's up, Gio? Gio, you kill me, Gio. Gio, you call yourself Gio Cigars like it's a name brand, and it is a name brand. Gio Cigars. This is brought to you by Gio Cigars. It's brought to you by Gio Cigars. Hey, what's up? Gio Cigars. Gio Cigars. Gio Cigars. Brought to you by Gio Cigars. This show has been brought to you by Pfizer and Gio Cigars. Drink water. Gio Cigars. This is my father. This is my father. The size, it feels like 5 and change. 5 maybe by 52 or 54. I don't know. 5 by 52, but maybe it feels a little longer than a 5-inch. I don't know. I don't care. Maybe it's 5 1/4 by 53. Nah, I think it's 52. I think it's 52, and I don't care. Whatever it is. Exactly. Here's the thing about my father. They're very reputable cigars. They're very reliable cigars. They're not exotic. They're not crazy. They're reliable. They're definitely very Nicaraguan, even though they have some cigars that maybe feel a little less or more. Um, Generally speaking, they have very dark, heavy cigars. But they also have stuff like this that doesn't look extremely dark, right? I just can't stress it enough. The wrapper sets up the flavor and the mood of the cigar. The fillers and the binder combined set up the strength, the balls of the cigar. I can't stress it enough. The fillers, the balls of the cigar. That being said, like no matter what, a dark wrapper is going to make a dark cigar. It doesn't mean it's going to be strong. That's up to the fillers. I can't stress it enough. What do you mean? What we were talking about before, Macanudo, the classic Macanudo, right? Shade grown, not a strong cigar, but it's got Mexican San Andreas binder, right? But doesn't feel like a Mexican San Andreas. Why? Because it's in the binder. Now, of course, that affects the cigar. But I'm just saying though that the wrapper sets sets up the mood, the flavor. I just can't stress it enough. What? Because okay, take any brand, take Perdomo, right? And all their cigars come in Connecticut Shade, Sun Grown, and Maduro, right? Every one of the cigars, Shade Grown, Sun Grown, Maduro, because you have to have 3 versions of every cigar. Now, if you're using the same binder and filler, which generally they are, they're just changing the wrapper, right? So they can get 3 cigars out of one. How come they don't taste the same, right? If the majority of the cigar is binder and filler, what would the wrapper matter? If wrapper didn't matter, your shade grown would taste like a Maduro. All you did was change the wrapper, right? Right? That's it. All you did was change the wrapper, right? I just can't stress it up. You can have the same tobacco, right? Okay. Look at the Anejo and Opus X. Pretty much the same cigar, right? But one has a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro wrapper. The other one has a Dominican Puro wrapper, right? Dominican Puro. Everything's important in a cigar. The size, the gauge, the length of the cigars is going to affect the tie. The gauge is going to affect the intensity, meaning the bigger is always going to be less intense than the skinnier of the same blend. Then from there, the wrapper affects what you're going to taste, but the fillers affect how strong you're going to taste it. That sounds kind of aggressive, but what I'm trying to say is, right, a Maduro cigar is a Maduro cigar, right? But how come you have like an Ashton aged Maduro? An Ashton aged Maduro, beautiful Maduro cigar. Hemingway signature Maduro, beautiful Maduro cigar, but not very strong or scary. It's Maduro, right? The primings of the wrapper and also the primings of the filler. All these things you could tweak. So I can't stress it enough that I'm just proving it by default. Because how many cigars have you had and they go, it comes in Maduro and Connecticut shade? It's the same filler and binder. But why do they taste different? Why do they both taste and feel totally different? Therefore, the wrapper must totally change the cigar. I just can't stress it enough. I just can't stress it enough. And I use that term loosely. And you could take that to the bank and cash it twice on a Sunday. I just can't. I can't stress it enough. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, remember the cigar itself, not the tobacco, because the cigar isn't tobacco. A cigar is an organization of tobacco, combination of it, specific placement. Um, but the diameter that affects the airflow. You don't taste tobacco. You have never tasted tobacco. I promise you that. You know what happens when you taste tobacco? You spit it out. You spit it out. You don't taste tobacco. You taste the smoke from the tobacco. You taste the sacrifice of the tobacco. You taste the tobacco's sacrifice. Once the tobacco is incinerated, right? It's incinerated. You're cremating the tobacco. Once you cremate the tobacco, you are turning that, you're channeling. You killed the leaf. Well, the leaf is already pulled, but now you've mutilated the leaf with fire. You've committed the act of arson. So now that you've lit your cigar on fire, well, how do you taste it? You can't just light it on fire and taste it. You need a channel, because unlike alcohol, which you need a glass, or you can drink it right from the bottle, because that is, in a sense, a glass. The cigar itself, even though as you destroy it, the cigar delivers the sacrifice through the cigar. But the more room for the sacrifice, the less intense. I just can't stress it enough. Why is that? Because that's the way it is for everything else in life, right? Right? Did you ever go to a crowded beach versus an empty beach in the wintertime? More room. It's less intense. Less room, more intense. I can't stress it enough. Intensity, though, sometimes might be a bad thing. Maybe the cigar is too intense. Just like going to a bar, it's too crowded. Maybe it's too scary for you. And it's not your cup of tea. You know? Maybe you're going to step on a tough guy's sneakers at a nightclub. And that's the end of that. That's that. A very thin cap. I mean, a single cap, if there ever was a single cap to a cigar. And that's that. And that's that. What's up, Goody? How you doing? How's your boss? How you doing, Max? So yeah, I'm doing one cigar tonight. It's quarter to 9. One cigar and one cigar only. It is kind of a fat robusto, not super fat robusto. But the classic My Father, I don't have it that much. I don't see it that much in lounges. It does get disrespected. It's funny you mentioned allegiance. I don't see the allegiance anywhere. And I don't think that it's not good. I just think that the allegiance, they're not keeping up with the demand, which is better than them keeping up with demand and lowering the quality. I don't see Allegiance cigars anywhere. I know it's very popular. I think the Allegiance cigar will be one of the most sought out cigars of this year because it's following up the pledge. The good thing is, right? Um, maybe there'll be more pledge to have now because people are going to want the Allegiance. Monday replaces Sunday. Tuesday replaces Monday. Wednesday replaces Tuesday. Do you get it? And the gift goes on. So no matter what, you're going to get replaced. But if you wait long enough, you get chosen again. You just got to make it through the week. By not being weak, life isn't what you think. Life isn't what you think. Lots of cedar. Yeah, that is a good price. That's a really good price. That's a really good price. Enjoy that goodie. Soft, gentle heat. Ferminator, what's up, bro? You didn't get the notification. That's strange. Now, what's going on, Gio? Gio, I invited you on my show, Gio. Are you going to disrespect me, Gio? Yeah, it's the best. Okay, I'll explain to you why. Not only is it the best time for the cigar smoker on the kinds of cigars that are available, but the availability, you can get them delivered to your house. You know what I'm saying? You can order online, order in a magazine, go to a store. Nice. You can enjoy that. Congratulations. Congratulations. You know? Sometimes I think when people have too many choices, though, it's easy to take it for granted. I also think we take cigars for granted. You know what I'm saying, though? This is the classic My Father. Off the bat, it's not extremely strong. I'm not going to lie to you. Off the bat, it's a medium plus, but I think you'll pick up. But also remember, this is a little bit larger gauge. Well, 52. That's not extremely, but it's a 52, give or take. Yeah. So, I would put this cigar at a very good um, overall medium tier cigar, like on the higher end of medium tier cigars. This My Father is along the same lines as far as the quality of the cigar, like the Bijou or the Promesa or the Palencia. Uh, the classic My Father. They're generally not cheap, around $12, $13. So not a cheap cigar, but not extremely expensive. But you know, All right, so it is what it is with Gio. This is what I mean, Gio. Gio, you come in for 2 seconds, Gio. I invite you on the show, Gio, and then you just go ghost. That bothers me, Gio. You're bothering me, Gio. You know, Gio. I have a rotation of guys. I try to get on the show. Okay, to keep the show interesting, have fun, different characters. And so you're here, Gio, and then you're not here, Gio. Where are you, Gio? And this is why I get mad at you, Gio. Every time I say I'm going to be nice to you again, you disappoint me. And now I'm going to be mean to you again and again and again and again. Right there, the strength picked up. Right there, he went to a heavy, medium, full. Wowza. Wowza. That got quick. You know, if I was an asshole and I had a lot of money and I was going to start a cigar company, you know what I would name my cigar company? Guaranteed. Ready? I would come in so hardcore to the cigar community. And I couldn't say MF Cigars because that's my father, but I could say MYF. Yes, I would. It would say MYF. And you know what it would stand for? You know what it would stand for? Not my father's cigars, my feather cigars. I would start a cigar company called My Feather. Why? Because just by default, so many people would buy my cigar thinking it's my father right off the bat. I would set up a cigar company called My Feather Cigars. They couldn't sue me. It's a different name, My Feather. My father, My Feather. What are you going to do about it? My Feather. And my first cigar would be called The Tickle. My father, The Tickle. Yeah, that's a nice Connecticut shade. You know what I'm saying, though? And then you could go with, something stronger. My Feather, I don't know, The Tickle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it'd be My Feather, The Tickle. The strongest cigar we'd have would be My Feather, The Torture. So we have The Tickle, The Torture. It's a great idea, guys. It's a great idea. I'm a genius. I know it. So it is what it is. My Feather Cigars is what it is, right? Some people, here's what it is. Nobody asked you what you thought. He said it sounds strange. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. That if you don't want to smoke My Feather cigars, don't smoke My Feather cigars. It's like the most aggressive cigar brand. Oh yeah. He's like, I don't like that brand. I don't give a fuck what you like. Like, oh, hold on. I'm gonna stop my dreams because of one asshole. Guys, we can't make the brand. One guy here said he doesn't like it. That's it. The dream is over. The dream's over. And that's gonna be yes, exactly. You'll buy a case. You'll see. Uh, and that's gonna be the third cigar. We're gonna have My Feather, the Tickle, My Feather, the Torture, and My Feather, the Dream is Over. My Feather, the Dream is Over. The Dream is Over will be the scariest cigar ever known to man. The dream is over. The dream is over. Yeah. I'm a fucking genius. I know it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Here's what it is. It is what it is, right? And where's Gio? He's gone. I can't count on you, Gio. I can't count on you, Gio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely would be. Because I got to work with that genius. I got to work with AJ Fernandez. I got to work with him. I got to work with AJ. Come on. He's a genius. He is a genius. He is a genius. He's a genius, AJ Fernandez. So right now the cigar is medium to full. Right now the cigar is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting because I haven't had it in forever. Maybe a year or two. I don't know. I don't know when's the last time I had this cigar. The Opalencia is darker and sweeter. The Bijou is richer, complex, and darker and sweeter. But the classic My Father has its place. If you like the classic Don Pepin, you'll like the cigar. Forget about Sack. Where's Gio? Where's Gio? Where's Gio? And see, that's a team player. That's a team player. Let me have someone on the show that matters, all right? Let me have someone on the show that contributes, that makes good content, all right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I lit the cigar very well, but look at that burn. I'm not going to touch it up, but wow, what a crazy looking burn on that thing. Interesting. A lot of touch ups. I'm going to leave it alone though. Oh, 1 second. I don't got time for your bullshit either. I don't got time for your bullshit. Oh, hey, Sack. Sack is back. Watch out. Sack is back. Sack, how you doing? What's up, Sack? So, have you guys ever smoked a regular My Father? Please let me know. Let's talk about it. Regular My Father. That's right. What's up, bruh?
Richie, you don't want me taking a piss on the stream, dude.
What's that?
You don't want me having me take a piss on the stream, dude.
Why is that? What's wrong?
I don't know, dude. You guys are gonna get jealous. Strong,
Oh,
powerful ropes of
I
urine.
thought you were talking about the figure of speech.
Oh, yeah, no. no, I
Oh,
mean,
you literally had to take a piss.
yeah, to take a piss.
Okay, I thought you meant like I don't know, like you were joking like you weren't a good guest, so why'd you want me on, like that kind of thing.
Oh no, like taking the piss.
Well, whatever it is, it beats Gio. What's wrong with that guy?
I think he's engaged in holy matrimony.
He's with his girlfriend?
I think they tied the knot.
You're lying.
I think that's it. I'm
You're
lying.
lying.
I'm lying. I'm lying.
Here's the thing. They don't come on the show. He came on right away. We're having fun. And I invite him right away as the first guest. Come on, that's an honor, right?
Yeah,
To be
that's
here
solid.
with your brother, right? To live
solid.
forever. And then you just don't even say I can't come on because whatever, I'm taking a shit or I have diarrhea, whatever. You just go ghost. What is that? What is that? What is that?
I hate to say it, but it sounds like disrespect.
What is? Oh, I know what the fuck it is. What's today, right? What's today?
Yeah, first is
what's today? Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday the 16th.
So what was yesterday?
Wednesday, 15th.
Yeah, I wasn't born on Wednesday, right? I wasn't born yesterday, motherfucker. That was a long way to say that, right? You must have thought I was born on Wednesday.
Yeah, I thought it was your birthday. Wasn't it just your birthday yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very good. How you doing?
You know how to open a door?
Yes.
So why don't you shut the fuck up? That's a complex thing of like, so you know how to open things so you can shut it, and then I skip the whole explanation. You're like,
sure.
All right. You're like, okay, all right.
No, that's solid. No, I like that. I like it because it keeps you a little bit off guard for a second. You know what I mean?
And then it makes you feel like you should have known the answer and like you're the wrong guy. Meanwhile, I'm the wrong guy, and then you're like, fuck, that guy got me.
Chewy says he's getting sick. He lit up a red dot. Gio also just told me he got sick, so it seems like everybody's getting sick.
And the weather goes up and down. It is what it is, guys. Take your vitamins, drink a lot of water, get some fresh air. You got to get fresh air. If you stay in the house all day, you got to get fresh air. You got to get outside, get some fresh air, you know?
I worked out yesterday like I haven't worked out in years. Okay. You really inspired me, yeah. You were like, you got to
stay strong.
For equality, you know what I mean? Get tight yoga pants. But you can't do that if you're not in shape. So I said,
bro, I'm not going to lie, man. I was re-listening to our thing yesterday.
Yeah.
And at work and on my headphone. And I was really impressed. It was a great conversation.
That was a fun one. That was mega fun.
Yeah, it was just, it felt like a Joe Rogan podcast. Like, I honestly, the way it went so well, I almost wanted to rethink the whole show. If me and you could just have our own podcast.
Joe Rogan with more hair.
Yeah, just the problem is like we're not there together. But I guess that wouldn't totally affect it. But yeah, we need funding and everything else. But it's what it is.
Podcasts are interesting. I don't know. There's a lot to podcasting, but Richie,
to get real people on, bro. You need people planning. You got to get the guests there. Like it's like, dude, like it's not like
maybe. We could be the host and Gio could be the coordinator. He's very reliable. He could be the production.
He is. Yeah. Yeah, the key part of reliable is the LIE. He's a reliable.
Yeah. Can you let's see? No, I was gonna try to make a liability joke, but I don't think that's quite enough letters for that.
Yeah.
1 sec, I gotta turn my computer off. Let's see. Have Gio as your first guest. Oh, on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting. I mean, is there a cigar podcast? Bringing in Carlito and people like that.
Dude, no. When you really think about it, there's no like major cigar reviewers. And what I mean by major, I mean like to the point of, okay, let's look at the cigar community, right? And then look at any other podcast, right? Like Joe Rogan. There's no cigar show that's like on Joe Rogan level, right? And I'm not shitting on the larger guys that do cigar videos, but nobody has, 8 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying, though?
Sure.
And that's what I'm going to say. Well, you take like Tim Pool with like 1.5 subscribers, but everything else they do, they're doing like 3 videos a day. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are made. The amount of content those guys are putting out is they can replace CNN. You know what I'm saying? With the amount of viewers.
You're saying Joe Rogan or
Any of those
Tim.
guys, Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
Tim Pool, the British guy. He's doing a lot more conspiracy stuff now. He used to be a comedian. He was in movies. The British guy. Hey, mate. He's got the long hair, skinny guy. He was a really funny comedian. He has a really big show. Last time I checked, I thought he had like 2 or 3, maybe more, like 5 million subscribers. It's fucking huge. This guy can talk about, his farts in a jar and make, $10,000-$20,000 a day in commercial revenue. The guy's got to be making, at least $100,000 a month in revenue, if not more, just in commercials, let alone sponsors. You know what I'm saying, though? You got 5 million subscribers, bro. You know how much money you make in commercials? A lot. A lot.
Yeah.
And what's let me get into so that guy got back to me about the advertising.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
Here's the thing. He said, because the initial part, I said, yeah, this is a paid promotion, and he wanted me to review the product and let him know what I think about it, right? I said, okay. He said, let me know your availability and your price.
By the way, wait, can I say this for I want to say this for the viewers at home. Richie shared the email with me after a screenshot of the email with me after we had the conversation, if you guys were here for that. And it was barely in English. Like, there was some very confusing turn of phrase in there. So it was suspicious. So my guess was suspicious. So Richie, what happened?
Here's the catch, because somebody else already reviewed this product, and they said they sent it to him to review. So that's why I don't think it's really that crazy, because it's not the person that owns this product is not sending it. It's someone that's handling their, what is he, like a promoter? They hire
like PR company, probably
a content promoter. So whatever, yeah, exactly. So what was I gonna say? So he said, "Let me know your content
rates,
right? My rates, right?" So, bro, I'm not gonna do anything for $50, bro. So
sure, of course.
I sent him an email back, and I said, all right, look, so I could do either a standalone video just about the product, like a 20-minute video reviewing the product, or I could include in part of my live, just talk about it during my live, and that's going to be $500. I could do it on both for $750. So for a 20-minute true review, I'll smoke a cigar in 3 segments. How does this product work? And then I'll also put it on a live on a different night and just put out the content. I'm not going to say it's good or bad just by looking at it. I'm going to say, I'm going to talk about the pros of it. I'm going to talk about the cons, because nothing has all pros. That's impossible. And then obviously whatever. And so if you want one video about it, you're not gonna buy my recommendation unless you're gonna give me $1 million. Then I'll swear to everything but on the Holy Bible, because I won't be sacrilegious. But I'll swear on a phone book. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So 500
New York phone book, though.
Yeah. 500 for one, or $750 for 2 videos of content, which is actually quite cheap to put it out there. You know what I'm saying, though? But because not that, let's say, I have a tremendous output, but in the 4 years I've had this show, over 300,000 people have watched the show. That's a good amount.
And furthermore, if somebody's looking for their product, and
remember, this is a cigar channel, so 300,000 different cigar smokers watching.
Yeah.
Over 4 years. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's very specific,
So I need a little water. Yeah, continue.
So thank you for letting me speak. All right, I appreciate that.
What? No, I need a little water.
No, you said continue. Thank you for letting me speak.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, very good. Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, drink some water now, too. Drink some water, you bitch.
And that's good. It tastes better when Richie approves it. Wait,
do you want another? Hold on. Do you want another sip?
Yes, please, Richie.
Sip. Slow. Slower. Sip. All right. Now put it down. All right. So what I was gonna say was,
that's solid. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy got back to me, and he's like, he didn't say no or yes. He just said, okay. So how about for just a 10-minute video? And I'm like, Okay. All right. All right. Right, okay. Well, you just want. It's not basically gonna say is okay. They want to pay less than that. Okay. I said, look. I said for a 10-minute video, it's $300. That's it. And I didn't get a response back. And that's it. Now we'll
I
see.
guess it's out of their range. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was checking out the
But here's
website
the
a
thing.
little bit.
You gotta
Go
pay
ahead.
me first. You gotta pay me first. I'm not gonna get this thing and promote because it's one thing if I buy it, right? But if you want me to just review something, the fact that you're telling me what you want, then you got to pay me because else I'm a bitch. Like if someone's like, review this, it's not a gift to me, but you give me that. You know what I'm saying? Though, like if because then what? You're making me do it. No, if you pay me and I agree to the money, okay, it's a business deal. That's fine.
Right. He says I want this. You tell him, okay, here are your options, and then that's it. Gail Christian Sack asks, when was the last time PG saw sunlight? It's been about 3 or 4 days. Thank you for your question.
Gail, I don't like that, Gail. I mean, Goat is a made guy, and he means a lot to the channel. I don't like that disrespect. I don't like that. When's the last time you saw the sun, Gail Sack?
It's
Huh?
probably been more than 4 days for Gail Sack.
Sack, you know what, Sack? I'll let you bring a couple of your canaries to the lounge, to the 300 Club. You could leave some of the birds in there. Maybe they'll have a better chance at life. You know,
You should have him as a guest from inside the bird room.
I don't think we want to see the inside of the bird room.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I don't think that's something. That's all we need. You know what I'm saying though, is to while he's in the bird room, you see like the FBI rated in night vision goggles.
Yeah, who's that behind you, Sack? Are you being rated? Oh no, don't worry about it. It's just some birds.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll tell you what though, this is a good cigar. It's not their best cigar,
Mhm,
but it is a really good classic kind of feeling cigar. Very earthy, on the drier side as far as how the flavor profile is. Doesn't
mhm.
feel like a very oily cigar. I don't find it sweet. Um, Earthy, twangy. It feels like a classic Cuban cigar. What I mean by that is not like a single six. But if you ever had like a Ramon Alones, like a mid-tier Cuban cigar that doesn't have super amount of age on it, like I said, like a single six or what's the higher one, or a Cohiba Bahique, or a
Mhm.
Monte Cristo 80th anniversary. No, it feels more like a classic, like Cuban. You ever had any old school Cuban cigars or no, like Ramon Alones or no? No.
Nope. Nope. Sorry.
That's right. That's right. So the cigar has a very like one-sided feel to it, which is not a bad thing. Like meaning like, and I've had the cigar before. Like you're not gonna get major transitions. You're not gonna get notes of honey citrus and cucumber peel. Like no, it's it's earth. It's like a dry cedar. Um, it's twangy, and a good amount of black pepper. Um, is the feeling of it, it doesn't feel like a modern blend. And I don't know how that translates, but all I can say is modern blends, in a sense, generally have sweetness and more
Mm.
complexity. And I'm not sure if, but they also could be stronger too, though. But does that make any sense or no?
I think there were some. I've noticed with what you call like an old school blend. There's sort of a different style to it. It's a little bit. Uh, I don't know. It's a little bit more solid, I would say, but it's simpler and it's
Simpler,
sort of yeah.
zero transitions.
Right.
They're a little rough around the edges. Uh,
But it also
it
has a
tastes,
certain. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
they would taste a little bit younger tobacco, but not like garbage. I'm just saying, but it's less refined. But they're robust. They're zesty. Um, but they're simple and they're not sweet. Like you're not like I said, like the Bajou is a more expensive cigar, in my opinion, as far as the blend and what you're getting for your money. More complex, stronger, heavier, darker, spicier, and just overall, it's a richer note. Did you ever have a Bajou?
I've not had a Bijou yet.
What's wrong with you?
Only smoked two my father so far.
Okay,
But
so
I was gonna start smoking more of them. But anyway, there's a billion cigars to smoke. You know.
well, what was this? I just found out another name for my feather cigar. So we got my feather, the tickler, the tickle, my feather, the torture, my feather, the dream is over, and I found out our anniversary series cigar. You know what it's called? My Father, Le Kazoo.
I think I missed this. I don't I don't know what in the world you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
I told you I'm gonna make my own cigar brand called My Feather.
Oh,
You missed
gotcha. Okay.
you missed this?
What's a kazoo? Like the musical instrument?
Yeah, because I'm mocking the Bajou. You fucking asshole.
Oh, I see.
Are you retarded right now? You want to go hang out with Gio? The fuck is wrong with this guy? Get this guy off my fucking channel. This is not the real goat. The real goat's
I, w-
fucking funny.
I gotta pet his dog. I just smoked the Perla Del Mar. I'm a little bit zoned. But okay, my
What
fault.
is what is this? What's going on tonight, goat?
That's funny. I like the tickler. That's solid.
Don't change the topic. You've ruined the introduction. I should have had Gail Sack on.
Should have had Geo, dude. He's funny.
I wanted Gio on because he hasn't been on in forever, you know?
Yeah.
I want to see how him and his girlfriend are doing. But yeah, but dude, how funny would that be? 'Cause my father will be like so mad of a cigar called my
Yeah.
my feather cigars. And dude, imagine you have a cigar come out called Lake Kazoo or Lake Kazoo.
Nice. I like Lake Kazoo better.
Lake
That's
Kazoo.
funny. Yeah, yeah.
Hysterical. And you make the same kind of blend.
Yeah.
Hysterical. And then what other my fathers you got like La Promesa. Um Maybe the Promise Breaker, or instead of the Promise, like the Unreliable, like the opposite, or you know what I'm saying though,
That's
or
funny.
the Promise, the Guarantee.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, just a little bit better. A little bit better. Not just a promise. Money back guarantee.
Yeah, yeah. The Oath, you know.
Yeah.
Then you got the Grand Offerta, you know, the Grand Offer, the Grand
Oh yeah, I
Offerta.
see where that's going.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean
How about
that writes itself.
yeah? We'll have a cigar called the A Good Deal.
Oh, I was just gonna call it fart, but
A fart.
yours better.
Luckily, no one has talked about farting in cigars. Like you can't have like fart cigars now.
No.
No.
That pretty much goes it kind of goes against
Yeah.
the basic agreement.
And what
What about
about
for the Centurion?
Centurion? You can't even do the decade because yeah, it's Rocky Patel. If you look at Centurion as a century, the guard.
So what are you gonna do with what's the business plan? Why is somebody smoking my feather over
Well, first
my
off, people will smoke anything that's new. Second off, it's funny. Third off, you're gonna get people that are gonna think it's my father, or like, or like, uh, thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a winning proposition. My Feather cigars would be fucking a solid brand to invest in.
I see what you mean, yeah. Nobody's had a well, okay, check this out. What about if it's
Nobody's had a brand that purposely made fun of another brand.
what if it's a
And again,
what if it's a satire of all the different
I was just gonna say
cigar
that,
lines?
and we're gonna have blends within My Feather. Oh, absolutely. You know, you know. Oh yeah. We're gonna do one for Monte Cristo, one for Cohiba, one for Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying though? Everything. You know,
Okay, check this out. What about taking the
like
best
Romeo and Juliet. We could have a cigar, like it's because Romeo and Juliet they both killed themselves, right? You know, so I think with that cigar we'll theme it after a domestic abuse, a domestic, you know what I'm saying though, a domestic
Yeah,
disturbance.
Romeo and Juliet, Stella with like 5 A's,
Yeah, you know.
or you seen Streetcar Named Desire, right? Or is that what it's called?
No, no,
The one
yeah, but
with
no,
Brando.
one
And
much.
what about this? Romeo and Juliet, Suicide Pact.
Yeah, but we can't say Romeo and Juliet. That's the problem, bro.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying though. So obviously it's gonna be a little tongue in cheek, you know, and so it'd be like Monte Cristo. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You know, instead
Gail.
instead of name going after the actual name and they try to mock the name. I think because we already got the My Feather, I think we just mocked the name of their cigars. You know,
Mm-hmm.
something funny like that. Something funny like that. You know.
PGS. How would I market my feather? I
It's a
think. I
cigar.
think
It's a cigar that tickles your fancy.
that's solid. I think. From a marketing perspective, I think it's funny to have a whole line which is satirical of different blends,
Yeah.
and but I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but hey, listen,
exactly.
this is why it's going to work. It's the Weird Al Yankovic of cigars.
Yeah,
The fact that we're mocking you is that we love you. It's you're such a big cigar brand that you know what I'm saying though. Like for example, we'll make a cigar after like the Macanudo and the Romeo Reserve Real called
right.
the newbie, the newbie. Like we'll make a cigar for newbies called the newbie because like that way it's real simple. And then we can have a cigar called the expert, the connoisseur, and then we have another cigar called the snob. You know what I'm saying though? Like and know what the snob will be? The snob will be the same cigar as the expert, but twice the price. That's it. I'm not even joking. For the snobs, you
Yeah,
think I'm joking? And
better, better,
but I'm not even
better
going to
look.
hide it. I'm going to tell you, it's the same cigar, but twice the price, and people will buy it. Why? Because you're a fucking snob.
Extra money on the band.
Yeah,
Nicer band.
yeah, yeah,
Cleaner wrapper. More selected wrapper.
yeah. $5 of every box will go towards the Canary Fund.
I don't know why I'm blanking. I think
Somebody said my feather with acid collab. Now we're not going to collab with Drew's.
we could also do the opposite of cigars, like have a Macanudo that's extremely strong. Same. We could even do same blend. Check this out. Same blend on paper, but if it's a mild cigar, we make it extremely strong. Like it's Dominican, but it's like LFD Dominican, but it's the same blend. It's a Connecticut shade with the San Andreas, but the San Andreas is like serious, and then Lajero from Dominican.
It's something to think about. It's
And Chewy, all the AJs very mild, no pepper.
yeah. I don't even think I want to. I don't want to give any AJ Fernandez any more anything. Oh, here's Gio. Oh, welcome back, Gio. Oh, thanks for coming, Gio. Thank you for coming, Gio. Oh, thank you, Gio. Thanks for coming, Gio. Oh, guys, PG, I better throw you off right now because Gio's here.
I've been keeping this seat warm. Gio, just been trying to keep your seat warm.
Gio,
Check.
when you take the I out of Gio, what do you get? Go.
Actually, you still have Gio.
Oh, if you say it, you're right, Gio. Wow. Triple entendre.
Yeah. So he's pretty hard to get
Wow.
rid of.
Wow.
What about check this out though? What about something by AJF by My Feather? Finally undermining AJ.
He's not going to go for that.
What do you mean? No, I'm just or I mean, it could be it's a takeoff. I don't know what it'd be like.
Well, hold on.
AMF or
Yeah,
something.
Gio said he's smoking a cigar with his missus. Well, first off, all the best to your missus. But to you, Gio.
Sorry for her loss.
Yeah, it's you, Gio. Gio. Not to you, Gio. He's like, why is he so mean to you, Gio? Why are you so mean? Why would he be so nice? I love you, Gio. Dear Gio, you're my best friend forever.
Gail Sack says, "My father-in-law." That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, but that sounds like a weird sex thing, like people like with the whole stepsister bullshit and everything. No, it's
I didn't know they have like father-in-law category, but yeah, my stepfather. She could retrohale
they
better
do
than you.
because
Yeah,
like they
Gio.
have a lot of videos they're like, but you're my stepdad. He's like, oh, he's like, oh, I'm married to your mom, but they got weird fetish things for everything. You know what I'm saying? Though the big thing now, everyone's like, but you're my stepsister. It's just, oh, I'm stuck in a laundry machine. Like, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's
I think the whole I've never even heard of something being father-in-law related. I think that's a whole new. They should do that. They can take that whole genre and just slowly make it more and more removed. You know what I mean? Step
yeah,
fourth cousins.
yeah. No, it's I think that type of entertainment is destroyed society. Um, it has not made the world a better place. Um, it's not. You know what I'm saying though? I think it's destroyed human relationships. It's not the one reason, but it's one of the reasons. You know what I'm saying though? I mean, you
Yeah.
look at the classic family's over. People used to go to school, get out of high school, and generally get married and have a family right away. And you have kids. That way you have kids right away, that we have responsibility right away. But then also by the time you're 40, 45 years old, your kids are grown up. And then you can retire before you're 50 because your kids are grown up. You can go down to Florida, right? And whatever. Now people have kids much later, so you got to work much later. And also people get more divorce. They want to promote divorce or just not having a father because that way they go this way. When you have a father and mother, you have people living in one house. When you separate them, now they both need an apartment or they both need a house, right? You know what I'm saying though? So, and then those people, even if they do it or they can afford it, they have less income than they would have had. Because let's say both the mother and father are working. What's better? A mother and father living together, splitting the mortgage or rent? Or a mother and father divorced, living in separate places now? You know what I'm saying though? What for society, what's better? Now what's better for the banks? You living separately. And you have your own apartment and your ex-wife has her own apartment. Do you see what I'm saying though? And then the child support they collect and enforce, they collect all that money. And they collect all the interest on that as well, because um, even when they collect the child support, they don't pay the other person right away. So even if they hold it for a day or two, all that billions of dollars in revenue, they collect a lot of interest on that, and they also control your life. So without child support processing system, you can't just take somebody's passport. They can't for without a reason. They can't just freeze your bank account without a reason. They can't just freeze your driver's license without a reason. They can't just put a lien on your property without a reason. But child support is the fastest way to ruin a man's life and control a man. Control the man. Because the man is the threat in society. Because any war or revolution was fought by men. That's what it is. So now you own the physical power in society. And what's left? A beaten down man who's destroyed, a woman profiting off everything, but she's not happy. And then a bunch of kids running around, end up in prison, or girls on OnlyFans.
So
How
you're
did that
saying
work out for? How did that
you're
work
saying
out for you?
you're saying divide and conquer is the strategy that they're using to deteriorate our experience.
The family is the strongest thing human nature has. That's families is what the family structure is what separates us from animals. Without family, we're, we're just about a bunch of nomadic people running around doing whatever we want. You know
I
what I'm saying?
think there are animals that have families and packs. I think there are a lot of other things that separate us from animals.
Dude. So you're telling me, um, when a bear's in trouble, he could call his father up for some money. You know what I'm saying? Though they have a family like
Yeah, of course. On the bear
right,
phone. They got the
right,
bear phone, yeah.
right. So when a lizard gets married, does his grandfather come into town and give him some money or insects to eat as a wedding present for his children? Come on, bro.
They get the little suits that they still show the collar of their gills, you know?
So when a
They
wolf
still show
dies,
off. Yeah.
does his child wolf inherit his land? Like, come on, bro.
Well, we have more sophisticated structures, but animals have families. I don't yeah. Let me take another view at this, which is families you most people will always stand behind their family. If they have a strong family structure, they will stand behind their family even if they're people that they don't wouldn't necessarily get along with otherwise. So what I mean to say is it's almost a form of faith. And by eroding we've eroded religion and family structure, and by eroding that type of
With the
faith
family
that binds
structure,
people.
the young takes care of the old, and the old takes care of the young.
Mhm,
Because the young's there, the old take the adults and the grandparents. The adults take care of the child, and the grandparents take care of the adults by giving the parents a break. Go out, help them out with watching the kids, or help. Also, it lets the older person feel important again because their kids are grown up. And now, imagine if you don't have grandkids. Like, okay, it gives you know what I'm saying though. It gives them something to do because you're retired and everything else, and it gives you it gives you incentives to still be here in this life, and you're still important because and also you could pass down wisdom to your
mhm,
grandchildren. Um, it's a beautiful thing. Your life, you have three cycles. You have a child, adult, and a grandparent, senior citizen. Each one has a specific place in our society.
mhm.
Uh, Now you destroy that. Well, you look at our world right now. Our family structure is destroyed, destroyed, destroyed.
I think that my opinion is, and I'm not being philosophical, this is just my opinion. My opinion is that we're going kind of through growing pains, and that things are changing, and that the structures of relationships are changing, and not necessarily for the worse. But if you look back to a certain period of time, you couldn't have a divorce at all, even in a bad circumstance. You know that was very rare, or people wouldn't marry for love, or people wouldn't marry people that they were, um, very close to. They would just, who was arranged for them or who was near in proximity. As we open up the world and we are enabled to create more specific ties with people, choose more specifically, choose more with more knowledge going in. I think there are benefits to that too. I agree with you that the family structure is in peril to some extent, but I think that the solution for me would not be to go back to what we've had, but to continue through what we're doing to find the next thing that will work for our society.
I disagree with you. What we're doing right now is completely self-destructive. What we're doing right now is a complete failure. The child support system, the family court system. No, I know it's a complete failure. The people your age aren't getting married no more. The men are done. And if they are, they're going to China, Philippines, Africa, Asia, whatever, to get a wife from overseas and bring her here and be appreciated. They're importing wives. This whole feminist thing, fine, you got it. You want to. They're done with it. They're so done with it. They're importing a wife, and then you can go die alone and be a cat lady. I just can't stress it enough. I just can't stress. Men are tired of not being appreciated. So either they're just gonna enjoy their lives and do whatever they want and stay single here, or they're
I
gonna
think
go and buy from overseas.
the
Dude, it's
most
it's a major movement.
the
I used to hear it here and there back in the day, guys doing it. Now it's like it's happening a lot. It's happening a lot. You know.
I don't have any friends doing that I know of, except maybe Gio. I'm kidding. Just in case Gio's watching with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. What I was gonna say is, I think in a society which is capitalist and individualistic the way it's becoming, but really trying to maximize productivity, I think that it is important that as many people as possible, be what's it called? Not self-fulfillment, but when you self-actualization. As many people as possible become self-actualized, which is why feminism is so important. And having, two adults who have a relationship that is based on a mature understanding of the world, and then coming together, and then sticking together, and becoming a strong team.
But that's
That's a
what
valuable thing.
that's just what happened. I agree with you in the sense that I'm all about equal rights. Sure, man and woman, you could both go to work. You both deserve to be treated like humans and respect. Yeah, sure. That's not what happens. Because when the marriage ends, or when you break up and you have a kid together, it's not equality. The guy gets fucked like a $10 hooker. I can't stress enough, bro. Not
Do you
just my
think do you think that's a relic from a previous time?
what's that?
Maybe that's a relic from a previous time. Maybe that
Never
type of
happened in
law
previous
needs to be rewritten.
Roman times when the wife's like, I'm out of here. I want to go bang someone else. Oh, she's gonna get half my cattle now. Oh yeah. There you go. There you
Well,
go. And I owe her 2 quarts of milk a week in child support. Yeah, right. You're right. Nah, no. They're
I
back
mean,
then. There were other punishments if you wanted to see someone else and you were married. It's just it did, dude. No, dude. There's no incentive, and so many women go into marriage with the incentive of, oh, they don't like this guy, but he's got money. That's it. And then as soon as they're done with him, when they leave, it's like a game show. You're going to get a prize. They're going to get a big prize backed by the state. So the state's part of it. So to say it's not a conspiracy against men, you can't say that unless it's an extreme situation where the mother is a full blown drug addict and you can prove she's a danger to the child. Then the husband will get the kids. Short of that, or she doesn't want them. Like, because there's been situations where the woman says, I want to go out and party. I don't want these kids. Yeah, okay. Then the father will get the kids. But let's be real. The major percentage, more than 90%, when the divorce happens, the man life, he will suffer. And she gets not she doesn't get suffering. Does she even get not suffering? No, she gets rewarded. So the fix is in. It's all part of the plan. I just can't stress that. So that's all right. So the men aren't playing. The only way to win is not to play the game. In this case, the men aren't playing it. They're done with American women. They're done with. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. When I was growing up, everyone was getting married. Nobody's getting married no more. Why? You want to be all independent and sleep around? Go ahead. Yeah, you want to marry a girl? Dude, when I was doing Uber, the people talk about their body counts 50, 100 people. You want to marry a 25-year-old girl with 100 guys? You want that? I wouldn't touch a cigar that's been in, 10 guys' mouths. You know what I'm saying? Though? Come on.
I wouldn't touch a cigar that's been in one guy's mouth,
But you
but
get what I'm saying? That's just
yeah.
true, though.
There's a
But
big
10 is a lot worse. It is. It is.
yeah.
It
You're like
is.
you're like, "Why is the foot wet?"
Exactly.
This guy didn't even know what he was doing. Okay, I
And
take your
that's what
point.
I'm trying to say is like, and I know because you can't understand because you haven't gone through it. But because you're a young guy and you're inexperienced in that area. I'm not saying you don't have experience in life, but you have zero experience in that, and you have zero experience with the state. So California, New York doesn't matter. When the state gets up your ass and you're getting those letters every week, you owe what you owe, what you owe, what you owe, and then if you get into arrears, now you owe this plus 50% of what you owe every week, and then you try to pay the arrears and this and that, and then like I said, dude, like it's literally it's, and then the money doesn't even go to the kid, and then the father gets no respect,
Okay, let's
and then
let's
and
pull
then
back.
when,
Let's pull back
and
for a
then
sec.
they'll tell the kid, go ask your father for this, and you say, well, what about the money I gave you? That's my money. Oh, so you want me to buy new clothes for the kid? What was the money I gave you? That's my money. So you literally, I could print out since 2011. I can get you a printout from New York State of every cent I've given to my ex-wife. Every cent, every cent. Could she give me a receipt in the past month what she did with it? It's against the law. She doesn't have to prove what she did with it. Nothing. And you tell me it's not a conspiracy? You tell me it's not a plot against men?
Well, I can't speak to that. I can't speak
I'm
to if it's
telling you
conspiracy
that.
or not.
One side, literally, every cent has to be accounted for, or you're going to go to jail. Literally,
Well,
you don't
hold
pay,
on,
you go to
hold on.
jail.
In the 30s, 40s, 50s. Now, I don't know the history fully, but I think that men were primarily the breadwinners. I think that's the understanding. And I'm sure women were like, this doesn't seem fair. Now, if these were the
Back then, people were
balances,
getting divorced at the rate like this.
but
You
if
have to
there,
be astronomical reason, like he's literally beating you to death, or he's always cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? Though, like, and maybe back then people stayed together too long. But now we're not talking about staying together or not staying together. We're talking about the system of rewarding them after the marriage is over. Because one, there's no proof of all this money. Okay, the kid needs support. Okay, well, all right, well, you're getting remarried anyways, and so now I got to give you all this money for what? You get what I'm saying? And then show me where it goes. Show me
so
where it goes, kid.
what I'm trying to say is, I think that at one point that system may have made sense, but it seems to me the more egalitarian, I think that's the right
Well,
word. The
they
more
got the equality with going to work and getting money, right?
right,
But then they kept the old system of, well, we still need child
exactly.
support.
So putting aside if it's a conspiracy or not, it sounds like a system that needs to be changed.
Well, no, it's not going to change. But what's changing is the men. They're just not going to play the game. I just can't stress it enough.
Well, that's not sustainable either.
No, they'll go get have kids. They're gonna
It,
go. They're gonna go to
it-
the Philippines and they're gonna go bring a wife back and have kids and be happy. They're gonna make. They're just gonna get. It's not that they're American women, but it's this modernization where you want both ways. And dude, I can't stress it enough.
again, again, putting if it's a conspiracy, then we're screwed. If it's not a
Dude,
conspiracy,
the guy's already screwed. Look at he said. True story. I paid child support 27% of his income until my kids were 26, and the mother had to have shit kids I paid for. Also, the system won't change. Yep. Here's the thing too: 27% of his income. That's not 27%. Because when they say if he had to pay 27% of his income to his ex-wife, it's not 27%. It's way more. It's 50%. How do I know it's 50%? It's 20. When they decide what your income is it before or after taxes? Before.
probably after. Oh, before. Okay,
Or probably, right? You don't know.
I
You
don't
got no
know.
experience. Is that a difference? If you make 100 grand, that's 27,000 you owe your ex-wife, right? No. You make 100 grand, you'll make it 75, maybe 70, right? So now it's 27,000 off of 75. That's a third. Is that a difference? Is that a difference? How about now? You want some pizza? So don't tell me it's not a fucking scam. Most guys are paying half their income. They have to have a side job so they can go fucking grocery shopping. It's, what's the big deal? And if you don't do it, just go to jail. Or they take your car, or your passport, or your bank account. It's not a conspiracy. And then there's the women. They're getting that money guaranteed. They got another guy. Where's the punishment? And then they can stay as a single mother and get free EBT, get free food, $600 a month to go food shopping. So where's the child support going? On their fingernails, on their hair, on their vacations. So they're literally getting a comped lifestyle. You know when you get the lotto ticket? I'll show you right now. There you go. Hold on, my friend. Here's a lotto ticket. Oh, look, up to 100,000. Well, is what I want to show you specifically. Hold on. Here it is. Ready?
I know, right, Gil?
Here's a lotto ticket.
Dude,
Ready? Look,
Zach,
look,
Zach,
look,
Richie's mad
look,
I'm
look.
not funny tonight. Yeah,
Five
go
thousand.
ahead.
Here's a lotto ticket. $5,000 a week guarantee if you win. Right? You don't gotta try to play $50 lotto tickets to get that. Know what you gotta do? Open your legs, get knocked up once or twice, and you're gonna get this guarantee. Women don't need lotto tickets. You got child support. It's a lotto ticket. A certain percentage of a man's income guaranteed, or else he goes to prison for the rest of your life, for the next 20, 25 years. Having a kid now is a lotto ticket.
But okay, what I'm trying to say,
Is it a game? For them, it is.
I'm not saying it's fair. What I'm saying is if it's not fair, it should change. That's all I'm saying.
I thought you said women wanted equality. It's not equality.
No, look, if women want equality, they should fight for that as well. They should.
Well, what people say and what happens is two separate things. They don't know equality. They already passed equality. They got equality when they got to go to work and make money. Like a man, like if a woman wants to become a police officer or a fireman, if they could do the job, they got the equality, right? Even then, they lowered the standards. Even in the military, the woman always had lower standards. Because how could you expect a woman half the size to do the same shit as a man does? You can't. She can't carry a man. You know, she can't. Well, we'll lower the standard. But in this, that's equality. But they have superiority when it comes to, and once again, the family unit. And you destroy the family unit, you destroy society. I just can't stress it enough.
Well, Richie, what's the core message of feminism? That men and women should be equal, right? So here's what I'm saying. I think the new wave of feminists should be men who are upset that they're no longer equal. So now they're feminists. They want everybody to be equal.
But dude, we've come so far with that. I already told you that it's so good to be a woman in our society that men are becoming women now. You don't see the other way around. You don't see a lot of transgender. You don't see a lot of women trying to be men. Not that much. It's more dudes putting on dresses. I can't stress it enough. I can't stress that enough. So why? Because it's way better to be a woman. Period.
So what I'm saying is men need to lead the charge of feminism. Make sure everybody's equal. Because right now, if men aren't equal, you know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, it's so much better on one side. You got guys flipping,
Sure.
flipping the
But
script.
it's not sustainable. It's not a good system.
No shit, it's not sustainable. You think our society is sustainable the way we're going? Uh, it, it,
People, anybody who has enough power or any power
but
should.
going back to equality. Equality means equal responsibility, like he just said. Accountability. Every cent the man owes has to be proven by the state. If that guy was just giving his ex-wife checks, and then she goes to the state, I'm sorry, cash, and she goes to the state. I've seen this happen in my life, not me, but to real men I knew, and they were paying their ex-wife for a couple of years cash, child support. They agreed to a number with the lawyer, and he was paying her. Then one day she went in front of a judge, and they had a hearing, and she goes, "I want the state to enforce the child support." Also, because when the state enforces child support, now she could claim that as income, like for her credit, because that's guaranteed. Like, okay, I make 10 grand a year in child support. You see what I'm saying? That. So the judge says, okay, let's say it's $1,000 a month. Okay, and you've been divorced for 5 years. Has he been paying you the past 5 years? You know what she said? No. And he's like, yeah, of course I pay. She said, okay, prove it. And he said to the judge, I can't. I've been giving her cash. I've been giving her $1,000 a month for the past 5 years. And the judge says, if you don't have the receipts or you didn't pay her in the check, it didn't happen. Bingo. Bingo. Accountability. So who's incentive? Who's incentive? So not only did he owe child support, now through has to pay the state, and then they give it to her. He had 5 years of arrears. Do the math. 60 grand. Jackpot. Jackpot. Arrears. Jackpot. Oh. Oh. 60,000.
Dream Life says that happened to me, and they said the cash was considered a gift. That's cold.
So once again, I know it might seem like I'm a bitter, angry man, and I'm not. I'm the guy down the road saying, "Don't go down this road." I'm trying to give you a heads up, and maybe I should, because maybe nobody learns until they get burned. But people, people all learn it. Thank you very much, Chewy. People all learn it. Like I said, they're either not getting married, and they're investing in themselves, or they're getting a wife from somewhere else, China, Philippines, Japan, Finland, whatever, Italy. They're getting a wife over there and bringing her here. You know what I'm saying? Though I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Because it's not that men hate women; they don't. But the system here in America hates men. If you don't see that, man, you're blind. If you can't see that, if everything we're telling you that the system is rigged against men, you're blind. It's even down to the number. You got to pay. Even if it was only, it's always gonna be at least 17% of your salary. 17% still about 40% because it's gross.
Right.
So how's that? And how about this? The child tax credits? It goes to the person who has custody. And good luck. Good luck. It goes to the person who has custody. If you don't have that in writing, some states you get $5,000 back per kid for child tax credits. Well, why can't the father do it? At least every other year, right? The father should get it, period, because he's already paying child support, so he should at least get, right? No. She gets that money, and she gets a child tax credit too. And that doesn't count as child support. So the man gets no credit. And if the father claims it as well, he'll go to federal prison. Because if I claim my daughter on my taxes to get the child tax credit, and she claims it, and she does every year, and we both claimed, I'm going to prison because she has custody. The only way I could do it is if she didn't claim that year and I claimed it, and we had word of mouth agreement. I'll do it this year, and you do it. Okay. But if we both did it,
or written agreement.
But it doesn't matter. I proved that in federal court. I just lied to the IRS. You see what I'm saying, though? Don't tell me this.
Well, no, if you have a written agreement, it would stand up in court. But that's the only thing. But yeah.
You still got to mess up your ass.
So what's the solution? Is there a solution?
Don't get married to these modern women unless she was raised in any religion. I'm just saying in a more moralistic family. A religious family would be better of anything. I don't care if she's Jewish, Catholic, whatever. Something where the family's sacred, the man has his role, and the woman has his role. The man's the protector and the provider. The woman, it makes the family beautiful. A woman, my mother was my favorite person in my life. I don't hate women. When a woman's acting like a woman, it makes the family a family. So a good woman makes a man do anything for that woman. Okay? He just wants to be appreciated. Okay? It's that simple. It's that simple. It's just that simple. You take that appreciation away. What am I doing? And then you have all these other punishments. Those are all punishments, man. And then all the reward for the wicked. And there you go. Dude, majority of divorces, a majority of the marriages happen because the woman wants to get married. Why? Because it benefits her. And majority of the divorces are because the woman. Why? Because it benefits her. So women want to get married so they can get divorced. They can have the next guy or whatever. It just there's videos of women talking about saying, don't have kids with the same guy. Why? Because in New York State, it's 17% for the first kid, 25 for the second, meaning it only goes up a difference of 8% for the second, right? From 17 to 25, which would be 50% increase from 17% statistically, right? My point is, though, they said have it with different guys. That way it's 17, 17, 17. You see what I'm saying? Of each guy's income. Does that make any sense? So literally, the system promotes.
But I mean,
it promotes what's that word when someone's sleeping around? It promotes promiscuity. It promotes an unmoral society. And then you have a kid with, you think it's good? It's good.
I don't think it's good. I'm not saying it's good.
And that's why men are done. Dude, there's been guys that found out and they were married and they were divorced. And they found out they're paying child support that the kid wasn't theirs because they assumed their wife was cheating. And the kid wasn't theirs. And they still got to pay child support. This is fact. In New York State, if you're playing the father, this is what a judge told me at a cigar lounge. Go figure. He says after a child, if you've been playing that kid's father for 7 years, in the best interest of that child, as the state of New York, you are the father, financially responsible. So imagine going to prison for not paying child support for a kid that's not yours because your wife was fucking the mailman. You tell me that's a good society. You tell me that's a good society.
I feel like I should tell you it's a good society just to get you more fired up. I think it's great. I think that's making sense. Continue.
Just put it in the same room. Imagine a guy watching a guy fuck your wife, and he's like, "You're gonna go to prison if you don't pay her." That's what happened. It's what happened. Why is that okay? How is that not kidnapping and ransom? How is that okay? In any other time in the history of the world, if someone took your kid and they forced you to pay to keep that alive, that's called kidnapping and ransom. Now it's called child support and divorce. We've just flipped the script.
I don't think there's anything to be said. I don't think it's working.
About this, I almost envy you from a logical perspective because you haven't gone to go through this, and I hope you never go through this. Because once you're in, bro, it's like the mafia. There's no way out. It's why men have such a higher rate of suicide. Dude, the worst divorce I ever heard, I told you, the guy was making big money. And he was working in the city as an engineer. He found that his wife was banging someone, the neighbor. So he went to file for divorce. The wife's family, though, were all cops, the city in Long Island. Well, they worked in like intelligence, saying the computer and everything. So they framed him and they made him look bad. I'm not going to go into all the details. So he couldn't get a job in the city. And the only job he can get in Long Island was for like a third of this pay. So he was making woman from like 300,000 to 100K, right? Oh, good money, but not what he was used to. Here's the thing. Him and the wife, they got to split the house, but the judge says she can live in the house as long as she wants to till the kids grow up. So he owned the house, but he couldn't. It was worth $1 million. He couldn't even get his $500,000 out of the house until the kids were 18. So she got to keep that house until the kids 18, and the value would go up. On top of that, his child support was based on what? His last 3 years of income. Oh, your salary went down to 100 grand? Fuck you. The child support's based off of 300,000. And you got to wait 3 years to get that changed. You can prove your income change. So for 3 years, what's going to happen? He's constantly in arrears because the job he got, almost all of his paycheck, actually no, he said all of his paycheck went to child support and child support arrears. So he was making 100 grand a year, making nothing, zero. And every 3 months, he was just getting arrested by Suffolk County because he was in so much arrears that if you're in so much arrears, it's called enforceable. And they arrested him and kept on putting in county for 30 days. So then he kept on losing his job because you're in county for 30 days. So know what he did? He was living at his mother's house on the couch. You know what he told me?
Don't get married.
And
don't have kids.
We pulled over for a long time and we were talking, And I felt so bad for this guy. This is what he told me he's doing. He said, you know what I'm doing? I don't know if he said tomorrow or that week. He said, I'm leaving. He goes, I can't even have visitations with my kid because she makes, they made it so bad with the state and the police. So it had to be supervised, like with and he had to pay for the supervision. He had to pay someone he couldn't afford, as a caseworker. So this guy said he was moving down to Florida. He was going to get a fake name. And he was just going to work somewhere, busting tables, washing dishes under a fake name. He goes, at least that way I could keep that money, make a couple $100 a week, and go live in a room somewhere. And that's going to be the rest of his life. That's it. The guy's an engineer, and he can't stay in the state of New York, can't see his kids. He has $500,000 in equity in the house he can't get out because his wife is banging the neighbor. He literally was going to jail every 90 days because 100% of his salary was getting taken away, and that's not enough. So you tell me, bro, it's not rigged. Oh, that's an extreme situation. If it happened one time to one person like that, that should be scary enough. So
no, I agree.
let's go down. My cousin,
even an edge case like that is very serious.
My cousin did his time in the Marines. Tough son of a bitch. Crazy son of a bitch. Did a couple of tours. When he got out, he went into a mercenary company, a Blackwater. And after that, they changed their name to something else. Was making buku bucks. Blackwater, he was making a lot of money. He would work, I think it was 3 months on, come home for 1 month, that kind of thing. But he was making a lot of money, right? Mercenary. Back in 2006, 7, 8, 9, making fucking money. He had his wife, and he had one son. This guy's Marine. I don't use the word expert. You're always a Marine, but still, he was out of the Marine Corps, and he's a mercenary, top shelf guy. Man, this guy is fucking serious. Child support crushed him because after that, he left the mercenary company. I think they went out of business, whatever, and then he got a federal job. Well, guess what? His child support was still based on what he was making as a mercenary, 200 grand, 250 grand a year. Well, he got a federal job as a federal agent, making $65,000 a year. Pretty much his whole salary was going to his ex-wife. On top of that, she moved the kid out of the state. So to see him was almost impossible. So you see him once a year on vacation. You try to take 30 days vacation and see his kid for 30 days. You know what I'm saying, though? So what's tougher? The Marines? War? Mercenary? Or the New York State child support? It's New York State child support. For a man, think about what that does. Because what it does is whatever you do is not enough. Dude, how fucked up is that, man?
It's totally fucked up, and it sounds like it's failing men.
And then you wonder why men might take more risk or do other illegal shit because the cards are stacked against them. Because the legal ways of this world is all designed for the woman to benefit. Right? Right?
There's nothing good that can be said about that. That's a failing of legislation, and I can't speak to it.
It's not going to get better. The only way to do it is just not play the game. I just keep on saying it. You know, not to play the game.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. If that ever happened to me, I would. I'd stop whatever I was doing. I'd just go to law school. I'd just fight it. I'd just fight it for the rest of my life.
There's no fighting it, bro. What, bro?
You can get stuff overturned. It's not easy, but you can do it.
There's no way to fight it. The only way, this is how you can fight. I'll tell you right now, is that if you were married, you make less than her, and then before you get divorced, you have very low income or no income, and then they're gonna have to base. They can only base the number, the 70%, off of that. Does that make any sense?
That's a good trick.
So if you're married as a man, be a bum, and then or have a business off the books. And I'm not saying this for legal reasons. I'm not recommending this, but I know someone else. They have a business, but they only do it in cash. So on the record, they have no income. So they would say, okay, well, what could you pay? I have no income. I'm looking for work. I can't find that kind of bullshit. So they might say, all right, just give your ex-wife $500 a month. Okay. But then, even then, how are they going to force it? What bank can they close it out of? What checks that you coming in from your job can they, what's the word I'm looking for? When they garnish your checks, what can they do? You're hiding all your money. The difference is, though, you're going to have to hide it the rest of your life. Okay, I'll give you another example. I'll give you another example from the other side. I knew a guy that had a good job before I met him. He was an electrician. He went through a bad divorce. He had like a, I don't want to use the R word, retarded, but he had a daughter that was like really mentally disabled, and she had a lot of problems. She had a lot of medical bills. Him and his wife, so they ended up getting divorced. And through all that stress and everything, he became a really bad drinker, and he started doing some drugs. But but he would work. He'd work like kind of like off the books at the cigar shop I knew him at, and so they'd pay him a little bit on the books, but that pretty much would go to child, take whatever they could, But so most of the money he was getting all to the table, and guys would always give him tips. Every day he'd get $50, $100 in tips. Everyone would throw him a $5, $10 bill because his name was Davey. It was a great guy, and everyone felt bad for him because because he owed so much in arrears, that he can never pay it back. You know what I'm saying though? Like it was like 55 grand in arrears. That like how could he do it working at a cigar shop? He couldn't handle being an electrician anymore, and his body was all beat up. He was in his 50s. He couldn't. So and most shops then by that point they're gonna want to pay you in check or in a real money. So as soon as you get that money, we'll put in the bank and we get all go to his ex-wife. So what's the point at that point too? And the ex-wife didn't need the money. So, anyways, working at the cigar lounge, whatever. His father dies. His father he wasn't close with. His father dies. He inherits a bunch of money. As soon as he got that money, as soon as he put in the bank, guess who got a big check? Guess who they did? He took a big. His ex-wife got all of her money, all of her arrears, immediately, like that. So even on the back end, the ex-wife got rewarded. You know. You see what I'm saying though?
That doesn't seem fair in any way.
But imagine your father dying and it goes to your ex-wife and she's with another man. Fair. We'll be on. That's not fair.
I mean, there's no reason that we should ever be beyond fairness in America. If we're in America and it's not fair, it's not working. That's the point of this system.
Why? So the system's rigged like that, but this system wouldn't be applicable if people were acting morality. If people got married to have children and have a family and stay together for better or worse, this wouldn't even happen. Not once. It couldn't happen once. It couldn't happen once. It couldn't happen once. And why would the states go and get the government doesn't get involved unless they're going to profit. So why does the government want to get involved with child support besides control? Oh, here's the other factor too. Like in Colorado, when you have arrears in child support, you can't buy a gun, and you lost your carry license, so you can't even protect yourself. You can't. You have so you say, oh, what's the big deal? Well, now you don't have a constitutional right. You know, there you go. So just another factor. You know what I'm saying though? So basically, they make you like a servant of the state. You can't leave because you can't have a passport. You can't leave because you can't have a driver's license. You can't leave because your DMV whole system is suspended in every state. There you go. It ruins your credit because child support goes in your credit.
Notorious said life isn't fair. And Notorious, I'm not saying life should be fair or is fair, but I do think if you have a system of laws that are supposed to serve the people, it should be fair. And if it's not fair,
you're right. You're right. It does serve the people. 50% of them, the women.
But you know what's funny is women will still swear up and down all day that they have it bad and that men have it better.
You're right. You're right. The guy rolling hot black tar asphalt on top of a factory. The guy filling the potholes on the highway and rushing traffic. The guy cleaning sewers. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The guy running electrical wire. The guy working in prison. Yeah. The guy in the factory, the steel mill. Yeah, they have it easy. Easy job. They got it easy. Iron workers. All men. They got it easy. Right. Come on. It's because none of those guys are complaining because they take life like a man. They go to work and they go home and have a drink. That's that.
I'd like to ask about that cigar, if that's all right. How is it?
Medium to full, and nothing changed. 65% in the darkness, heavy on the earth, and black pepper. That's a classic My Father sign. But with this blend, it has more of a classical, old school Cuban feel with the twanginess and the cedar, and it has a very dry feel. It doesn't have a very luxurious feel. It has a very dry feel to it, meaning like a very non-oily type of cigar. Because Cuban cigars, older ones especially, you're not talking about like these cigar, you see like a rich obscure wrap or a very oily dripping wrapper or something like that. It's I guess the word I'm looking for, picture like a piece of paper, how it's dry and crunchy. Like it's not in a bad way either. I'm just saying it's not It's not an oily, slick, dark cigar at all, or any kind of a heavy sweetness. It's
Notorious wants to know if there's any vanilla.
I'm not getting vanilla, but I could see him picking that up because it's on the lighter side. It's not obscure, but no, I'm not getting any sweetness at all.
I I thought it was interesting your description earlier because likening it to an older school Cuban cigar like Ramon Allones is something that you did with both the Casa Cuba in the old review and also the Cafradia. And those are two of my favorite cigars. Do you think it falls in that wheelhouse
Oh, absolutely.
with those two?
Yep, yep. Because the Bolivar is an old school Cuban blend, the Cafradia. The Casa Cuba is definitely. Believe it or not, the Gurkha, the Nicaragua, same cigar. When you go to old school kind of Cuban blend, they're pretty much they all have the same feel, and there's a reason for that. That used to be what Cuban cigars were back in the day, because back in the day everything was Cuban cigars before the embargo. Ain't nobody was buying Nicaraguan cigars; they weren't even making them. So yeah, because think about like older, think about Cuban cigars. They're not doing a lot of dark wrappers, you know. And
Mhm.
you looked at what Cuban cigars were when Fuente was making them, or everyone else back then in Florida, right? Because back in the day, America was making more Cuban cigars than Cuba. Did you know that? So,
Yeah.
so you had what they were doing was using Cuban fillers and binders, and they were using a lot of Connecticut shade wrapper. So therefore, you get that kind of you know that feel, not super dark, which would get that pungent sweetness or chocolate or fig or something like that,
Mhm.
and you know, and not super aged, So just good 60-65% darkness, 3/4 strength, so it had flavor and everything. But there's a lot of cigars that feel just like this. One, like I told you, the Gurkha Nicaragua, the Monte Cristo Nicaragua, the one that nobody talks about no more. There's a Monte Cristo called just Monte Cristo Nicaragua. Um,
Oh,
uh,
I do know. That's the black band, right? Black band with red text, I think.
I don't think red text, not the one that says AJ Fernandez in that gold tin box. It
No,
came in a
no.
box. It was called the Monte Cristo Nicaragua series, I
Sure.
think.
Okay.
I'd
I know
have
what
to.
you're talking about. Yeah,
I'll
I've
get
seen it. I've seen it once.
the same exact cigar. Um, Literally, is like a profile. Um, Same exact situation. So it's like an homage to the past. This Casa Cuba, same exact feel. Um, you know, kind of like how a lot of Connecticut shades have a certain feel. You know, so yeah. Um, I guess this would be like a. I'm not sure what the wrapper is, but feels like a classic Habano type wrapper cigar. You know, and that's what you're gonna get out of it. If you like that kind of shit, it's not my favorite, but it has a place for it. And a time I think, and yeah, it is enjoyable. If you're not in for real dark or super strong, or want very sweet, complex, or something exotic, um, I think it's an homage to the past of what cigars used to be, which is why his probably was his first cigar. It's what he was used to smoking in Cuba. The guy, the people in Cuba, right? So this is what he's probably used, and he was an older guy, right? This is what he's probably used to smoking back in the day.
Sounds. I mean, to me, it sounds perfect. So I'm gonna have to smoke one of those. But
Yeah, and you need to smoke the
I,
Nicaragua. Same exact thing. Um, and that's made by I think Aganorsa, and I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's Aganorsa. So it's not a garbage cigar. You know,
I just smoked the Prola Del Mar, the Maduro. I was surprised at how much sourdough I got off of it, and I didn't really know how to think about that flavor until you started pulling it. And when you get it, you get it. You know what I mean?
with sourdough, you get like a twanginess,
Yeah,
like you know,
yeah. It's really the top end of the sourdough. It's not the breadiness, at least
yeah,
for
a
me. What I
bit of
experienced.
uneasiness, sourdough, but sometimes in a good way. You know what I'm saying? No, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I like it. I like
the
it. I think
Pearl
it's
Del Mar, I think it's good for what the price point is, and it's a good value cigar. You know what I'm saying, though?
definitely, definitely. To me, it smoked. It's smoked in a way that was completely inoffensive, and it had nice qualities. And I think at that price point, that's a winner.
Yeah.
You know, it reminded me a little bit of the MX2 actually, but I prefer to the MX2, believe it or not.
Well, I would disagree with that, but hey, if you liked it
Sure.
better, you liked it.
But the one I smoked had like 2 years of age on it, so I think it might have brought out some.
I don't think the MX2s you're getting now on CBIT and Lucy's,
Yeah.
unless you buy the box, maybe the quality's gone down. Because if enough time goes by, in my opinion, and nobody cares anymore, and it's not in the stores, they're not trying to stay relevant with the cigar, and they're just selling it to sell on CBIT or whatever.
Mhm.
How could quality not go down? You know what I'm saying? Though it becomes like a lost cigar, and it happens. Um, CO when it comes to their older stuff like the MX2, same thing with Brasilia. Brasilia is not what it used to be. I think the blend's changed, and it's not as popular as it used to be. But before the basin, when you were a baby, the Brasilia 10, 12, 13 years ago was a hot cigar. A hot cigar. Real popular. Like, people going nuts right now with the basin. So I think you know, I don't know. I
That
don't know
makes
at a
sense.
certain point if a cigar, does a cigar always have to be made? That's another question too. At a certain point, if you're a big brand like CEO or something like General or Artatus, if time goes on within that brand, if you have so many different kinds of cigars, at what point do you let it go? Or is the right time? I don't know. Like, is it better that would it have been better they just stop making MX2 or keep making and dumping it for nothing on CBIT?
Mhm.
If you afford to dump it only on CBIT, because I guarantee you're not going to go to a store and see MX2, or very rarely. Um, you got to say, are they just making it now for the low end and kind of making an idea of what these to make? Maybe, you know what I'm saying though? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think that makes a good amount of sense because, like I said, the Perla Del Mar I just smoked, it felt really like a solid mid-tier. Like, it didn't feel like a low-tier cigar at all. Smooth, flavorful, etcetera. But when I smoked the MX2, I definitely picked up some I don't want some hints of being a lower tier, cigar, which I don't think is necessarily what the original,
No, it wasn't.
blend was.
I
Yeah.
I think shit's changed because CEO for the most part is what it's all about now. You look at
Mhm.
other things like Ashton, they what it is always is. It's
Right.
VSG, ESG, and Symmetry, but even then ESG and Symmetry, you don't see them that much. It's the VSG, and
But
that's their star.
they've
And
got,
then,
like, 8 to
and
10 lines, and they maintain them.
yeah, yeah. So when you have a brand that's just constantly making, and I think that's the thing about most luxury brands, that what they make is what they make, and it's a very slow progression to add something new, because you don't want, if you always make it about what's coming out next, now your old stuff becomes a back burner.
Right.
You know?
I I think that would be fair. I don't think that's a bad model per se, but I think you need to cull a considerable amount of, you know what I mean? Remove the blends that aren't really killer. Um, that would be my strategy toward that.
Well, killer in what way? Is it what's selling at? Because what's more important? Would you rather have, okay? If I told you you're going to sell 1 million cigars a year, would you rather being sold at lounges or on the internet? For me, I'd rather have me sold at lounges because it's people see when people smoke them. Not just they bought it. I bought it too because I'm sitting next to you. And I'm watching you smoking. So I'm sitting there.
Right.
I'll pop a cigar. Every time I go in the lounge, that box is getting close to empty. Wow, they're moving that cigar. You know what I'm saying though? But
Right.
things on the internet, nobody knows and nobody cares. It's like it's a bear shit in the woods. You don't know. If you didn't see it happen, does it happen? So would you rather have volume or relevancy? What's more important? I mean, you get what I'm trying to say, or
Sure. Yeah, and I think the other thing about cigars is it seems that consumer tastes seem to change, pretty considerably pretty much all the time. So I think even just not producing certain cigars, even having a range of 40 cigars and only producing 10 of them each year and announce the 10 that you're going to produce that year, I don't think that would be a bad idea either. And I think that could also build a little bit of hype. Like Geo immediately ran out and bought the box of Davidoff number ones, which have been out of production, which is just the signature in a Lancero size. And I might have done the same thing. So I think, yeah, I think having a limited amount does. There's something in there was an experiment that was done, and I'm going to misquote this, but um, there was a stand. They set it up in a supermarket. Again, I'm misquoting this, but they gave people an option of like 20 different jellies or three different jellies, and the one with 40 different jellies attracted a lot more attention, but the one with three different jellies sold a significantly larger amount because people were able to make a decision on it. When you get above 10 or 15, if so unless somebody is really intimate with your brand, has smoked
People don't
everything,
want to commit. They don't want to commit.
well, they can't. It's too difficult of a decision for most people to make without a tremendous amount of experience and information. So when you have something like Gurkha or even CAO, like how would you ever choose? How would you choose? I mean, you've smoked a billion cigars, so you might know, but you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because even then, the lounges can't carry all of them. And if they did it in one size, they can't carry all of them and in each size. You know,
Right. Right. So at
it's
every level,
mid-tier market because most cigars are in the mid-tier price range. So in the luxury market, they could carry more because they might have a section in that lounge for luxury. There's only so many luxury brands, and those brands don't generally like Padron. Padron to see the 64 or 26. Yeah, they
right.
have some family reservists, but most shops don't always get those in. So they might have four different sizes of 64 natural Maduro, and three or four different sizes of the 26. You know, um, and if they did have the family reserves, those don't come in different sizes. They just come in either natural or Maduro. So um, and people wouldn't complain to have more selection of Patron. But if you went to a shop and they had 40 different CAOs, you're like, man, you're going to dedicate a whole wall to CAO? It's and why is it that way? I don't know.
And what are you gonna smoke? I mean, you're a new smoker and you're like, okay, they've got one for every country, right? They got the CAO Mississippi, the CAO Florida, the CAO
New York,
West Nebraska, East Nebraska. They've got two for Germany, South Germany, North Germany. They
yeah,
got
they
one
got
just
10,
for the
they got
Schwarzwald.
10 versions of the flathead. You know,
I'm just saying, there's too many choices, and there's no way to. If you're new, like you could say, okay, which one's your favorite? But like, which one's your favorite? You know what I mean? Who are you gonna ask? So, I
and then
think about
we have that many that get lost in the sauce. And then next year, some new shit comes out, and um, yeah, I don't have an answer on that.
the brands that are really killing it, right? Padron, and like you said, there's really like I would say there's like four Padrones really, right? Or maybe five. If you're including the Damaso, there's five, but let's not. It's like 1000 series, 26, 64, and then like special. And like
Yeah,
if
but even then, like I said, you're never going to see a place with all the family reservists. So it's like
sure,
um, um,
all I'm saying is how much is Padron killing it? And people can afford to try everything from one like from the categories of Padron, they can try one of each. And it's not overwhelming.
I think this is what it is, though. I think when cigars are in the mid tier, people have more chances to take a risk. When you
Mm,
get luxury shit, when you get to $20, $30 cigars, less risky. Meaning, I'm going to go with. At that point, I'm going with the brands I know: Davidoff, Padron, Atabey, High End Fuentes, etc. I'm not. If you're a brand new cigar company, or you know what I'm saying though, or all of a sudden CLs, if CAO started trying to make $20, $30 cigars, I'm not buying them.
the vision is extremely expensive. And it sounds all right, but the reviews are mediocre. I don't know who's gonna buy
It's a
that.
good cigar, but part of it is the box. It's a
Right.
nice box. It's a humidor box with LED lighting. That's part of the price, man. And that's such a small batch that they sell out because they're only making so much, very limited. You know what I'm saying? So it's a drop in the bucket. Um, any store that had them, they had one box, so I'm not worried
Mhm.
about. It.
Yeah.
That's not. So um,
Notorious asks, "What does CAO stand for?" I don't remember exactly, but it's the guy's name who founded it. It's the Ozinger or Ozinger or whatever. That guy, that's his initials.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It stands for Capitalism, America.
Organic?
Capitalism, American Orgasm. Yeah,
Nice.
yes. I think it's not. I made that up. Um, So yeah, I mean, and we talked about the whole mid-tier things and about how with higher prices coming in, mid-tier cigars, a lot of them are more higher mid-tier pricing or almost luxury pricing now, because what was $12 is now like 16, 17. You're starting
Right.
to get, Rocky Patel. Yeah, Rocky Patel's in that, starting to get to that $15 to $20 mark in a lot of his sticks. And
He's got a bunch of $20 sticks these days. It's weird. And
and
I don't know who's smoking them.
dude, I wouldn't waste my time with any of them. I just can't stress it enough. You know, yeah.
But again, if you think of a brand like, okay, for instance, like Ashton, you just said, okay, it's VSG, ESG symmetry, right?
Right.
But
But
that's
then,
not
but their volume though, they sell more of their classic Connecticut line. Nobody
right.
talks about it, but that's a very popular cigar.
But what I'm trying to say is you brought it up and those are the three you list. How many do they really have? Like 10. You see what I mean?
I wouldn't say 10. They're the
They
classic,
got the
they
Pure Soul,
cabinet,
Classic, Cabinet,
and Age
Age
Maduro.
Maduro. Yep. Then the three that we mentioned, so that's 7. So I've already got 5. What else they got? Is that it? Maybe it's only 7.
To the
I said
best of,
Heritage Pure Soul, I thought. Mhm.
yeah, to my knowledge, it's like 7.
Okay. So maybe it's 7. So my fault. But I'm just saying even at 7, you boil it down to 3. And I'm not saying you're wrong for that. I think almost everybody would look at things like
Well,
that.
because here's the thing, like uh, the classic line, let's say now is going to cost you $15. For the same price, I'll get the VSGs. It's a better cigar. It's better.
No, but what I'm trying to say is when you think of a brand, you think of Padron. You think of 2664, maybe you think of the 1000 series.
Yeah.
You think of Fuente, you think of Don Carlos, Hemingway, Opus.
And
It's
they
probably about it.
and then they
Anejo. Okay.
yeah.
But they have more lines than that. People don't
Oh,
talk about the Casa Cuba. People don't talk
they
about the
sell
Mag.
way more Chateau than all the other ones added up. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But
But see, Fuente does it well because they've got their lower tier Chateau, their super low tier like Curly Head Brevas, like that type of stuff, right? And then once you get to the higher tier, there's only like 5 cigars.
yeah.
It's not crazy.
So it's almost like 3 brands within itself.
Exactly. Because if you go in as a consumer and you say, "Look, I'm here to spend $6. I want to smoke Fuente," and they've got one cigar that's $6, your problem solved, and you can purchase that cigar. So it's worthwhile for a company to have a range, of vertical pricing up and down. That's fine. But once you get to that sweet spot, you only really have room for 3 to 8 brands. I would say 3 to 8. I don't know if they'd be called front marks
Well,
or
that's
what
a whole other
lines.
category. Would you have all your different selection in one price category, or split them up? What's better or worse? I don't know. Well, let's take Atabey. Atabey's only making luxury cigars. They're doing fine, but those work though. People have established, they love Atabey, and even though the Bandoleros are cheaper, they're still expensive. It's still considered luxury cigars. That $15 and up. Even $12 to $15 and up. The Bandoleros are not cheap. And the Bandoleros that I was saying that were $12 were like feel like 3.5 inches by 50. Like saying like so it's still not cheap.
Sako, you're saying the Ashton Age Maduro also comes in a Connecticut shade, a shade Maduro? I haven't seen that one.
No, on their entry level, you have the Age Maduro and the Connecticut Shade.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let's talk about yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you think of Atabey, you think of, well, I think of the
Well, how do
Byron,
you
the
do it?
Atabey.
I do it. If you start off high in the luxury market, I think it's harder to come in the back door and not try to make mid-tier cigars.
Sure.
Because now people are like, oh, what do you do? Things are going bad. For
Right,
example,
right,
with that Davidoff, why would they
right.
make it out for $6?
What's funny is though, I spoke to Firm about it. He said he didn't like it at all. I thought it was a great stick, and I thought it was a great mid-tier stick. So I think they did a great job. But what's funny
But
is the optics.
though, you have a lot of experience, and you have higher end cigars, but you smoke a lot of mid-tier stuff. So you have a lot more experience in that category. You know what I'm saying though? Like because you have a lot of higher end stuff, but you chose to like preserve those, and you had to
Chose to destroy them. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you chose to destroy your best, smoke your best shit, dry out your best shit.
Yeah. I took all my best shit, put it in one area, and then destroyed it. So now I just smoke mid tier. So that's fine. That's solved.
So you got to work out. No, so I mean, I don't have an answer to that. Like, I think it also depends when you get into the cigar market. Meaning, like, when I got into cigars, Fuente was already established, and they had their range from low end to Opus. So, whereas if you would have got into Fuente and they only had was Chateau and Curly Head, as those more expensive ones came out, you'd be like, $20 for an Opus. What are you crazy? I smoked Chateau for $7. It's a ripoff. You know what I'm saying though? So maybe it's a selective experience, kind of like if you had a friend and he's a regular guy, and then 10 years went by and he's doing really well. I mean, way better than you. Let's say he's making 10 times as much money as you, and you're like, bro, you've changed. And you're like, nah, I
He's
just
making like $20.
yeah.
I'm just
You
kidding.
get what I'm saying is maybe that was too good to hang out with you, or maybe you feel like let's say you, but see, some people get jealous when someone starts doing better than them. For me, I'm always happy. Like, hey, God bless. I'm glad things are doing well. But maybe people, when it comes to cigars, if a brand starts expanding to look, I'll admit with Rocky Patel, I don't think it's a luxury brand, but that's also because of the blends, not because I don't think. I wish Rocky Patel could make cigars on Opus level because I would smoke them, but he's making cigars at Opus level price, but they're not Opus level cigars.
Right.
So
I
when you get
think
to the luxury
yeah.
category, you really got to earn my money.
I think every consumer has a price. When you're talking about a guy like Sacco, he could afford to smoke $20 Rocky. I don't think he would,
But
but
he
he
doesn't.
could do it if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
got this
You gotta say who was buying expensive Rocky Patels. I don't know.
right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that person exists. Maybe it's just Rocky. Maybe he's like rebuying them or something to make it look like there's some buzz. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know.
But
I just think his brand's big enough that if he gets percentage of his people to try them out, because you got to picture, but still, what cigars is still Rocky selling in mass is cheap stuff. The Edge, uh, maybe the Decade, the other stuff.
mm,
You know what I'm saying though. Like Rocky Patel's not staying in business by his $20 cigars.
right.
He's not. You know.
Yeah, I think you go out of business quite quickly. What I'm trying to say is, I think every consumer has their price range, and if you're smoking, like, for me, just when I was buying cigars at first, like Hemingway at the price range, like I was comfortable getting Hemingway. I didn't smoke them, right? Instead, I ruined them, but I was comfortable buying them. Don Carlos had to come with a large recommendation from you before I was willing to even just go up to that $12 mark for me, because my price range is around $10. So what I mean to say is, when you raise the bar, your price range, or lower the bar, you're addressing a different market. And you just want, in my opinion, just want to compete with what people are looking for at that price range.
Or you're
Um,
the market that you're not in.
right.
But
Exactly.
would Ferrari do well getting into the commuter car business? Yes, but also no. It would
Right.
do well for guys that can't afford regular Ferrari. Like, hey, I'm in a Ferrari, right? I'm in a Ferrari 4-cylinder, like a Corolla. I would rather have that. That'd be cool, right? At the same time, guys, but also nobody would respect you. Like, oh, you're
Right.
in a shit Ferrari, and then, but then you have the other category of low of selling the same cigar at a different tier, which happens with Seabed. Take Cohiba. You go to the store, Cohiba's $20. I buy them for Seabed at $5. So then you could lower the tier of the same. It doesn't work the other way. You can't sell Pro Del Mar at the store for $5 and on the internet for 20. but you could reverse it, right? And maybe by reversing it, they're like, listen, we're already selling tons in the store. How can we sell more? Well, let's get the people that only buy cheap shit on the internet. We'll make less per cigar, but we'll use the cigars that might not pass quality control, or we could just those ones maybe make a little faster, for CBIT. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, but that's happening too. But then guy I talked to that has a cigar company said that certain brands they're giving people 3 strikes, sometimes less. Meaning, if you're buying and selling their cigars for less than MSRP, they won't sell to you anymore. So that's a whole other category. And he also said that like companies that are doing stuff on the internet, like CBIT or something like that, or Cigars International, he said that companies are getting caught selling a cigar in name only and changing the blend. I don't know how they're doing that, but he's very reputable and he says it's happened where and we know that used to happen with Gurkha and still does. What they say Gurkha, but Cigar International just bought the name and they're putting real cheap cigars like dollar cigars, and they're like, this box would normally cost this much money, but this 10-pack is only $19.99. Like, and that's how Gurkha ruined their name. So I mean, there's so many factors to it. But going back to Davidoff, I think it was a bad investment for Davidoff trying to get into the lower mid-tier market. They should have came out with, I think, a mid-tier cigar because they're a luxury brand. They come out with a mid-tier cigar, maybe $10-12, and make a solid stick. Instead, they try to make a $6 cigar, and nobody cares.
Right. Well, I think, like you were saying about Ferrari, I think you were saying Ferrari. What happens is you water down your brand. So the concern is, do you ruin your brand by introducing too high or too low or too weird, too different than your current brand? And I think that really what a cigar company needs to do is, I don't know why I'm going on about what a cigar company needs to do, but in conclusion,
No, I know. But we're talking about as a consumer. What happened? Did we lose you? Oh shit! Did he die? Rest in peace, bro. I think. I think. I think the Illuminati got him. I think. I think Goat. I think Goat is dead. The balloon flew over Goat's house in California. The Chinese have invaded, and Goat is gone. Rest in peace, Goat. You'll be remembered. You were a good guy. You were a reliable guy. You're a good guy, man. I got nothing bad to say about Goat. Goat was a good guy. He was a good man. Goat was a good man. He was a good man, Goat. Goat was a good man. Gonna miss that guy. He was a good guy, Goat. It is what it is. Smoke your best shit. You don't know when the battery's gonna die. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. When it's over, that's that. And that's that. When it's over, that's that. He got him. Another one. Another one. That's why you got to stay strapped. You got to stay strapped. They got him. Another one. They got him. They got my man. They got him. Another one. Rest in peace, Goat. They got him. Congratulations. You played yourself. Congratulations. They played yourself. What happened?
phone died.
I thought you died.
It's going to take more than that to kill me. In conclusion, I think these brands. Oh, I don't know if Rich can hear me. Rich, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think brands that find an identity at a certain price range, and they make a core set of lines that really work in that price range, like Padron, like Arturo Fuente, like Ashton. They do very well. And then when you have brands that can't find their identity, they seem to flounder a bit.
But I'm gonna counter that. You're talking about their identities now. Padron started, I think, in the '70s, and he was making cheap cigars, like the 1000 series that weren't that expensive.
Interesting.
So as time went on, was take Fuente. Before 1992, 93, they didn't have Opus X. People are still going to really would rather, even if they're buying.
I think I think you make a good point about how these things are developed, which I didn't consider. And I think the way to develop one of these brands is probably to find your footing with a specific range of cigars and eventually. Yeah, go ahead.
Really apply to like a new brand, because as a new brand you got to say, all right, what category are we going to?
Right.
And it's very say, well, we're going to your first year. That would be insane. That would be like Atabey coming out, and they have their Atabeys, but also they have a $5 cigar.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Right.
it didn't happen, right?
So it really seems like you just need to make what you can make, what you're able to best make, with what your viewpoint is from your brand. Start with
Right,
just
right. But
one
it's
or two, and then open from there.
cigars to drink it. Just because you make cigars doesn't mean people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
So, or buy it after a year, after the buzz is over initially.
Right. Yeah. No. No. Yeah.
Because the market wants it, but
Hmm.
Gordo's what most people, not saying us, but most cigar smokers want a Gordo, and in America. So you know,
Goody says he thinks that the lounge needs a theme song that plays at the beginning and the end of each show. I don't think that's a bad idea, Goody, but I can't sing, so I can't help you.
okay, how the fuck am I going to do that?
He's just giving an idea. He's contributing. You could sing a jingle. You can sing. Yeah. Yeah, they were saying a piano theme song. That makes sense. Yeah, eventually when we got a higher budget for the the production of the video. Yeah. Richie, you're lagging pretty hard. Yeah, Saka, you think I should come on like this or like with a wave or like what do you think?
What's that?
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, direct to rich. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you guys want. Sure. I make so much money from this channel that I work for you guys. Whatever you need, whatever you want. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna quit my job and
Richie writes, stars, directs in
I,
Richie's
I don't know what
Lounge.
you start Richie. Richie. I don't
Yeah.
know. Exactly. Yeah. I just get yeah, exactly. So once again, I get into everything. What's my theme, you know? Am I, it's like, yeah, am I gonna have like an OnlyFans with just me and my girlfriend? You know, that would sell. That would sell. But I had to stay in character, you know what I'm saying though? Like like if I was like I'm in bed with my missus and I'm like, I take that to the bank and cash it twice, you know? So, yeah, you know?
Everybody's begging for 451.
Exactly. 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 You know. It's another one, another one. Exactly, exactly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying though.
Yeah, little dress up you do as the pizza man, you want some pizza. You
Exactly,
do
exactly.
you do the DVD guy. You say good DVDs on bottom. Oh,
Yeah,
lower.
yeah, exactly. Well, you're like tonight I'll be smoking a Skirl, but my girlfriend's gonna be smoking a Connecticut Shade. Yeah, so, but
I don't know, Richie. I don't want to watch you smoke the Oscuro while she smokes the Connecticut shade. That
I
sounds
was
funny.
talking about a cigar. Okay, you know, say though. I don't know. I don't know where your mind is at. Tonight at the lounge, I'll be reviewing. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean,
Tonight in the lounge, I'll be reviewing my my girlfriend's boyfriend, Jeff.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, tonight, yeah, exactly. Tonight, my girl smoking a triple Maduro. You're like, oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think
the after hours lounge.
I don't think that's gonna happen because I think the only one person that would be there would be Sack. And,
Yeah.
like you might come to check it out and you're like, this is wrong, and then like, but and then maybe Sack will be there. He'd be like, flex, so,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
flex.
He's donating.
Sky's the limit, man. Flex. Or I could like mock the other guy's channel, because he just makes videos about everything. Like how to turn your girlfriend into a humidor.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that how
And
to keep
I'll
what's that?
yeah, cutting the light, but yeah.
Yeah, how to keep
Little spit. Yeah.
yeah how to keep your girlfriend's humidity at 69%. It's like
I think Sako would flex and he'd send you an Italian suit to like to put in the video. You know what I mean?
exactly yeah.
He's like, here, try this. Sends a box of 100
Exactly. How
different
to
types of.
how to keep your jimmies at 69%. Exactly. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Like, whatever. God bless other people, but I mean, some of the content you're like, oh my god, like, just making videos to make videos. It's like, you say, always start off in your Mister Rogers outfit. Yeah, yeah. I gotta get a choo choo train for the imagination man. He said Richie be like Charlie Sheen. Yeah, the jingles. Yeah, another. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Stacked
Exactly.
under every video, just like demonic porn,
Yeah, yeah,
just with the
exactly.
little heart eye emoji.
Yeah, yeah. It's just yeah, dude, Sack is in a dark basement, which is birds flying around, you know, you know, Canary Man, and yeah, yeah, we can go into big well PG's furniture. You just sell couches, you know what I'm saying? We could have like we'll have a car dealership that sells Rolls Royce and Harleys for Saka. Um, we could have all different kind of theme stores.
Wait,
But
is this? Yeah, go ahead.
I think My Feather Cigars is the winner.
Yeah, yeah. And you could do all bird bands,
What's that?
all bird bands. Everything is bird themed. All the bands.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That'd be cute, actually. It's like the that one with the rook and the crow and stuff, but those cigars look like crap.
Yeah, I don't recall them. The purple one, yeah, I don't know, something like
Hmm.
Raven. Custom custom tailored suits. Yeah. It's out of my price league, my friend. Out of my price league, my friend. But yeah, I don't know, man. Um, I'm just a guy, man. Hey, look, I have a good life, man. I have a great, mid-tier cigar life. As far say though, I have a nice apartment. I got a good woman. I can't complain. I have my health. Uh, I have sex. I had sex today. What's today? Thursday. I had sex on Tuesday. I had sex on Sunday. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday this week. I'm gonna have sex again tomorrow. So I already got it scheduled in. So I mean, I'm okay. Like,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
we could say penciled in, but that'd be inaccurate for Richie.
yeah, no, it's a lot bigger than a pen. It, it is what it is. You got listen, bro. You got to smoke your best shit, man. Like you know, yeah. I'm just honest. You know, I just always tell my missus like I want to have sex. So if you're gonna be my only option and you say no, it is what it is. Like,
Richie bought the box.
bro, it is what it is. No, I mean, like, I'm not gonna use the word. Well, I could say I'm not gonna tolerate it, but I mean, I'm not gonna like. Okay, if she says no, fine. But then I'm gonna go. I'll tell her. Well, you could keep on saying that, and I'm gonna go out because if you got no food in the house, you got. I guess you're ordering pizza tonight, you know, or you're ordering Chinese or whatever. So, and then that's it. So if she cares about me, right? See, that's what it is. So
I'll never be able to leverage a girlfriend that way. I haven't had sex in 3 years, and I'm fine. So
it is what it is.
I guess if she doesn't have sex with me at least every 3 years, I'll probably freak out.
Wow. Yeah. So you,
I'm
you're
just kidding.
you're going like full sack.
Yeah, I'm full sack, but it's fine with me. It's weird. Anyway.
But here's the thing though. Yeah, okay, so yes, you haven't had sex in 3 years, but also you haven't had any problems. You know what I'm saying though? And you know,
Yeah, I haven't had any problems actually.
well, yeah, you don't have any child support. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you could say so, but but I'm sure if you wanted to go out and meet a girl and have random hookups, you could. I mean, but I guess you're looking more for quality, right? I guess, or you're trying to build yourself up first, and then you try to do like the Scarface first. You get the money, then you get the power, then you get the push. That
Yeah, something like that. Closer to that.
was your last
I,
relationship. She break your heart? Is that what it was?
um. Well, I've been inside because of Corona.
Uh,
I know that doesn't speak to you, but um, that's number one, and number two, um, yeah, I think I got to a point where I realized I don't want to have a lot more relationships. Like I'd like to have like two or three more relationships, and one of them I think should be the end all be all relationship. Because I've had a few relationships, and the last relationship I had was it took a lot out of me, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
you're in California and young woman in California, bro. You should go to the Philippines or I don't know. Or you should invest and bring a girl back here. You know what I'm saying? Though I think that's my opinion on that shit. Um,
I'm screwed. I like American women. I don't even like girls that aren't American. Like I don't even think I could date like a Dutch girl or something.
okay, all right, okay. Look. Then you need to go import a girl from like Nebraska. Think I'm joking. You need to get like a girl from Nebraska or Kentucky, something like that, man. Dude, down to earth. You could go fishing with her, you know. And why not? Why is that crazy?
I might not have enough in common with her.
What do you mean in common? You're a man and she's a woman. What she wears makeup. You don't wear makeup. She wears a dress. Do you wear a dress? You're supposed to have nothing in common with women. She has a different body totally than you. What do you want to be in common? You want a lady boy?
No,
The, the,
but
the,
I
you don't need nothing in common with a woman. I want nothing in common. I want nothing. They get a period. I don't. I want nothing in common.
Never thought about it like that.
Yeah,
I
bro. Because
the first the
society
first girl.
way. You don't need nothing in common with the woman. You need a common goal. For better or worse, we're gonna stay together. There you go. For better or worse. What, you both gotta like the same movies and sports? Nah. Let's say lower the bar, but you have there's no bar. You know what I'm saying though? You need to celebrate your differences. She's a woman, good. Like your woman stuff. You're a man, you like your man stuff. And in between, you do stuff together. You have your role and she has hers. If you know what I'm saying though, if you're trying to find someone that does the same shit as you, um,
I know you're gonna find a man. That's the problem.
yeah, you
But that's
go
okay.
go marry Gio.
Nah, dude. He just wears Timberlands. Didn't for better for worse work out worse for you? Maybe if you had something in common, it would have been for better.
No,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. Because I was down for better or worse. She wasn't in for better or worse. She wanted better and better and better, and she was never happy. So that's no.
Yeah.
See, you could have two people that both say they're going to start off for better or worse, but then whatever. You know, and I think that's an issue with a lot of modern day people. They say one thing but they mean another. You know,
Richie, I think you're a fiercely loyal person, and I have a feeling that your ex-wife couldn't have been a fiercely loyal person.
no, we had a great life and it still wasn't enough, and that's fine. You know,
I think we have heard her story. Oh, you're saying her side of the story. That's fair
uh,
enough. But we know Richie, and Richie is very loyal. So
well, I mean, God bless her. It is what it is. Yeah,
um
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you want to have my ex-wife on the show? What are you crazy? It's, yeah, yeah. Who is
That'd
this
be great.
person?
Hey,
Who is this person?
she can come on between Sack and Gio.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, she's a good mother of my child, but it is what it was. And I think it's an issue of our society, especially with people from New York. The women for enough is never enough. It's never enough. They want to be. It's all about what school district, and they want to be in a better neighborhood and a better house, and they want it right away. And when I was married, we had a good life. We had a free apartment in my dad's house. We were saving money. We were saving a lot of money. We're doing very well, and whatever. It's just she wasn't happy. Okay, so it was what it was. There's no other issues. It's not like the cops are at my house every night, and Richie's getting arrested, like punching holes in the walls and throwing plates out the window. No, just was what it was. She moved
See,
on.
Richie, I hate to tell you, but girls like bad boys.
Yeah, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who is this person?
Anyway,
Who is this person? Innocence. What the hell is this?
I know.
Who are you? You're gonna come here on my show. Who are you? Who the hell is this person? What cigar are you smoking, in a sense? What are you smoking? What are you smoking?
Anyway, while we're waiting, Buddy to respond, just in terms of having stuff in common. Oh, he said a new friend. Okay, okay. Yeah, what are you smoking?
Oh, it's an AJ Fernandez cigar called a new friend. He has a new it's a new friend. Yes. Yes. That's all we got. Not even Oh, guys, I'd like to introduce my new friend. Ashton VSG. All right. All right.
What do you like to smoke generally, Innocence? What type of sticks you like?
Yeah.
How long you been with the show?
Where you from? What's your side? Hold on. Hold on. Who did Bobby Lupo? All right. Who did Bobby Lupo?
Who did Bobby Lupo?
Hey, I'm talking here, all right?
Today, huh? He said Virgo.
Who knows? Okay, all right. Is this Geo? Geo's here at an alt account.
I don't think so. Gio's barely here.
I don't. Gio's a lurker, man. So I don't know.
Gio's busy. The first girl.
Oh, it's a girl. All right.
What are you saying? Gio's a she or you're a she?
She.
No.
She's saying she's a girl.
Can you make sentences or you just do one word at a time?
DVD. You want girlfriend?
I'm a she. Okay.
That's what I just told you. I told you she's a she. You're messing up the pronouns for the community. Yeah.
I'm not. No, that wasn't a sentence. How I can't.
Dude,
Now I understand.
Bro, I would love to have a female guest on the show. Now, who's gonna be? Hold on, does she want to come on the show tomorrow? You know, say, dude, have me hysterical, man. Because you know who's coming over tomorrow? Antonio.
That. Oh no.
Dude, Antonio's gonna be here tomorrow, bro.
No. Okay.
Oh man, she's gonna be the first girl to go to the 300 club. She's just gonna be there with Zach. He's like, hi. bro, yeah, Antonio's coming tomorrow, man.
No, don't. That is not the time to have the first woman guest on the show.
Those shows are always ridiculous.
Yeah, welcome, innocence.
Hey, Furman just trying to hit on.
You just said welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Fur's macking over there. Yeah, exactly. Look, I mean, you know, I said, see, all the mojos. It's my new friend, guys. You know,
I think.
All right. Well, God bless. That's it. PG, PG's a married woman too.
Not far from it. Someday.
Yeah, he's like PG makes rice. He has a cat. You know,
Everything is couch based.
He lives by himself. You drink a box wine. You know.
She's taking it. Yeah, but
Ferb was trying. Ferb's like, "Are you in the Tampa area?" You
know. No, I try. She was defending your ex. Yeah, fair enough. Well, welcome, James. How you doing, man?
Yeah, another one.
I love cats too. I think I am a married woman.
Yeah. And so he said, yeah, the whole vibe changed. You know, it's like the people in the comments are just words, but there was a different. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Innocence is gonna come on the show. It's gonna be a dude, and it's gonna be bigger than more Jack than you are, dude.
No, we don't know who it is. You know, I don't know. It's Pennsylvania. All right.
It's Johnny Stash.
It's Johnny
fucking with you.
Here's Innocence. Just so you understand, we get a lot of lurkers and people joking around, so we really don't know who you are. You know, is what it is. You're not a verified source. You don't have a wrench, so we don't know who you are, and that's the
But welcome. Plus, you haven't had sex in 3 years. Sounds like a lot like a married woman. Okay, goody.
Yep. In your area, what channel was the Lifetime Network?
Caleb says internet surfers come back. I think that's a good. Yeah. That's a good guess.
I'm a half troll, half serious. Wait, so are you a half woman? The hell is that?
Are you smoking VSG or not?
No, I'm not worried about that. So are you really a woman? I don't know. See what I'm saying, though?
Maybe she's not married. Oh, yeah, Firm.
No. See, I told you.
Okay, Firm.
Firm was falling hard. He said,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we don't get that many female smoking over here, you know.
Interwebs transitioned.
Yeah, bro, come on. Well, no, whatever you don't gotta prove it. I mean, whatever you want, it's like, you know. But yeah, until you come on the show, we're not gonna know, or no one's gonna believe you. It's what it is, you know.
Anyway, my first relationship that I had that I was a long term relationship.
Yeah.
I had a lot in common with the girl because we're both artists and we had a great time. And then the second relationship, for me, when I don't have a touch point, it's more difficult to have a relationship. So that's all.
Okay. All right. She said, "I come on here to bug out. I may troll some days, and I may serious some days." Oh wow. Well, we have a plan. All right. Well.
Innocence kind of writes like Gail Sack.
uh,
Innocence, do you have a bird room? And are you losing canaries at an alarming rate?
uh, there you go. There you go. Well, welcome to the channel, Innocence. Part of the part of the rite of passage is to go to the 300 Club, and it's a test, you know. And if you come back, you come back. It is what it is. It's all fun and games, and everyone goes to the 300 Club, and the whole vibe changed when he or she came. Whatever. It's like, yeah, maybe she had her reasons for what. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Richie deserves it. Yeah, I deserve to have my kids taken from me and paying for it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
From innocence is innocent. So
yeah, yeah, exactly.
free
Yeah,
innocent.
firm. You know what, firm? Hello, firm. Yeah, you two guys can hang out over there. If firm, go hang out with her. She's not getting the rent. You could give her your
Hey,
rent.
check out if Geo's in there. We haven't
Yeah,
seen Geo.
hold on. I said big firm to do. He's doing an investigative report right now. Uh, he's not. He's big firm. He fell hard for her, man. He's gonna come back. She's a dude. She's a dude. He's he said free innocence. Goody too. All right, goody you too. All right, here you go. Go take a hike. Everyone's gonna go. Yes, goody. You go check it out too, goody. All right, get some firsthand knowledge. Anyone else? Anyone else want to go see her? Anyone else? Is that it? Is that it? That was some funny shit, man. But yeah, it probably really was a woman because that changed the whole vibe.
I, I I I hope we get more women on the show. That'd be funny.
I don't. It's not gonna be funny, bro. How would it
It's
be?
not funny.
How would it be? How is it ever funny?
I think actually diversity is pretty entertaining. Believe it or not.
Yeah. No. About the yeah. With guys, sure. Every person's background gives them a different like kind of spice in a sense. But with women, like this girl doesn't even know my ex-wife, and she's already defending her. She's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, I'll just see her. It's yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, enjoy it. Well, I'm gonna go to sleep, man. I ain't gonna stress out about it. She's like, well, sometimes I'll troll you, and sometimes I won't troll you. Oh, can't wait for it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
She sounds like a mix between Sack and Geo.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you can't come on the show the first time and be like, "Oh, I'm here to be a troll," and not a troll. Like what is this? I'm a joy. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. I mean, what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like a troll. Sometimes I don't. I don't know.
Is that a slogan from Almond Joy?
You don't know I'm a joy?
I know Almond Joy, but sometimes you feel like not sometimes, but not other times.
You never heard
Is that
I'm
the
a joy?
premise of the candy?
Yeah, bro. You never heard that? Now they don't use that phrase no more because it sounds kind of dirty. But there's a phrase saying sometimes you feel like a nut. Yeah, I don't know. All right. On that note, bro, go have an almond joy. All right. I'll
All
sit
right, sounds
down.
good.
You take it.
Deal.
Big firm. She's not getting a wrench. I don't care what you say. It is what it is. Big fur, big. All right, guys. I'll see you around, man. You stay fresh.
All right,
Have a good night.
Reggie. Good night.
Cheers.